Hold up. Whoa, 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 whoa. Get out the way, get out the way.
Yo, what is going down, y'all? Welcome in the most underrated podcast you already know. Broadcasting Certified Tattoo Studios. I'm your man, Thomas the Franchise. The homie Dal Palantonio chilling across from me. JJ Stringstein here at the end of the table. Win, 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 win. You know what I'm saying? This is the first time ever. We got big things going on here in the city of CO. And if you don't care, I don't care either. I don't care what you think. Because we got for the first time ever in Colorado sports history, we got the Avalanche in the playoffs in the second round. We got the Nuggets in the playoffs in the second round.
In the same year.
Yep. Avalanche are, what did they do? Just took a tied it up last night.
1-1.
San Jose. Nuggets going into game one of round 2 tonight. Portland Trail Blazers.
And people, we have been waiting 11 to 10 years for this shit.
11 to 10. Not even 10 to 11 years.
Okay.
10 to
11 to
12.
10.
11 to 10 years. We've been waiting.
We've waited 11 years for the Avs to get to round 2. We've waited 10 years for the Nuggets. So
It's been a minute.
yeah,
It's been a hot
while.
minute, is what you're saying.
Most deaf.
Tons of stuff to go over today, man. I don't even know where we're going to start. It's going to be hard to keep the show on the rails because I know we're going to kind of go in 15 different directions.
Yeah.
Obviously, Sneakercon over the weekend, playoffs that we've been talking about, sneakers, tons of sneaker releases coming up this weekend. The train does not stop. The shit is rolling, and we're just rolling into the summer here, NBA playoffs and NHL playoffs and all the stuff that's going on. So let's just start with the weekends, man. Sneakercon, the weekends. Obviously, I know a little bit about how your weekend was. I don't know how your Sunday went.
Yeah.
But I know what we did at Sneakercon.
Bet.
Got some dope interviews. If you follow me on the socials, you saw we interviewed Slobby Robbie, the homeboy Mike the Compass, a Sneaker Life came through. That was super cool. Dallas interviewed Blazendary's mom. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, what happened there exactly?
What do you mean
Because
what happened?
You guys were talking about that before the show, and
Yeah.
I still don't know what the hell is going
You
on.
don't need to know. Until you're 21, you get your big boy pants on, we
Yeah.
can't fill you in.
Yep.
What happened with Dallas and Blazendary's mom. There was a reason Robin wasn't at SneakerCon, damn it. I'm just playing, Robin. I'm playing.
Plan.
I'm about to get this guy in trouble. Throwing
no
him under the
doubt.
bus.
He's going to
No
be
doubt.
sleeping on the couch.
Oh,
bro.
man. For Tan Mom version 2, my bad.
Yeah, Saddle Soap 2.0.
That was fun. That was fun. Yeah, he was there. He had a big booth. Who else was there? Kais did not show up.
Didn't see Kais.
Didn't see Tony D2 Wild.
No Seth Fowler.
Didn't see Seth. Honestly, you could tell that Denver's still incredibly disrespected. We get no love.
Yeah.
We got one day of SneakerCon.
Yeah.
They turned the lights out. Like it was closing down
Yeah.
at 7. They turned the lights out on everyone at 6:50.
Yeah.
And we're like, get the fuck out. It's time to close it down here. You know what I mean? Sorry for the early F words. Or F words early in the show. But overall, it felt like it was a test. SneakerCon was a test for us this time. It was like, let's just dip our toe in the water and see what Denver has to offer.
Sure.
We don't want to really give Denver any love. We don't want to come here 2 days. We don't want to come here and we're turning the lights out at 6:50.
Yeah.
We're if you're not in, if you're a vendor and you're not in by 11, you don't get in.
Yeah. They had some weird rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The logistics of it were a little bit off, in my opinion. I thought it was a little bit of a hassle. They make all the vendors go legit check their pairs of sneakers
Yeah.
at a local sneaker store here in, let's be real, it's in 5 Points. If you're unfamiliar with Denver, 5 Points is being gentrified, but it's still not the greatest area
Yeah.
in town.
Still pretty dangerous.
Right.
Considered
So then-
one of the worst places in Denver
Yeah.
at one point.
Right. So you're making all the vendors drive over there and legit check their pairs. Everyone's pulling all their sneakers out in the hood. Not very good.
Yeah.
Then you get
Below not good.
Below not good.
Below not good.
My bad. I had this shit low.
Below
There you
not
go.
good.
The
People were taking thousands of dollars of pairs into a shoebox that could have been stolen that day, and it could have ended extremely bad.
well,
So-
I think the biggest issue I had. I mean, I didn't have to deal with any of that, so. No offense to anyone that did have to deal with that, but
Yeah.
that didn't bother me that much because I didn't have to deal with it. I know it bothered a lot of people, so that's what I'm echoing. I'm echoing their frustration
Other
from the
people.
vendors,
Especially
different
from the
vendors that I
re-up,
had talked
man.
to. So that was bothersome to people. But what really bothered me is the fact that we had vendors' passes. We paid the money to have a booth, paid the money to have the shit set up and be able to display and sell sneakers and all that stuff. You get vendors' passes. You have to be there and checked in and in the place by 11 a.m., which is insane to me. You have to, there's a little vendor back entrance. So we had people that were with us that were not necessarily they wanted to just hang out. They were just coming to hang out, including some of the passes that were given away for SneakerCon.
Yeah.
Well, we tried to give those passes away to people and they're turned away at the door. The people that we had won tickets couldn't get in because they couldn't use our vendors' passes because they expire at 11 a.m. What is that? As a vendor, you should have a lanyard, a dope-ass lanyard with your name and your shit printed on the front, and you should be able to walk around and go wherever you want. If I want to go into the head office of the convention center and start telling some motherfuckers what to do, I should be able to do that, damn it. I paid for the vendor's pass. I should have access anywhere I want. Obviously, I'm being facetious right there at that point, but I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, you should be able to come and go as you please, do what you want, grab a Lime scooter, ride the shit down the escalator. Like, you should be able to, you bought a vendor's pass, damn it.
You paid a lot of money, and, you know, I don't believe in special privileges necessarily, but in this case, you should have access to things that are not of normal entities. You know? It's, you know, you're different. The money that you paid and the investment that you made into the SneakerCon should go a little further than what it did. Yeah, not be turned around and say, nah, you can't come in after 11.
It just seemed,
get out of here.
It seemed like, I don't know. And I don't know. Again, I've never been to another SneakerCon, so I'm just speaking from Denver. But it seemed a little janky to me. Yeah. It seemed a little janky run. It seemed like they're really, really, really invested in their sneaker app and trying to get their SneakerCon legit checking app, or they're trying to turn their app into StockX.
I think you said it best. Yeah, they're just trying to. They're so focused on their app, trying to be the next StockX.
The logistics of the event fails a little bit, right?
You know,
the Sneaker Fest, not the Sneaker Fest.
They blew the Sneaker Fest. They blew the Sneaker Fest. The SneakerCon.
It's funny because we have an event that comes here to Denver called the Sneaker Fest. That's why it's classic. But no, I thought it was a little bit.
I think they just wanted to come here and smoke our weed. Let's be honest. Let's go to Denver, bro. Let's just test the water for sneakers, but most importantly, let's maximize our weed.
Speaking of weed, so I'm chopping it up with Slobby Robbie. He's like, we're talking about the podcast where he's about to come on. Yeah. He's like, yo, let's go smoke a cigarette real quick. I don't smoke cigarettes, but Slobby does. So we go outside on the patio, and he's smoking a cigarette, and there's all these high fashion dudes out there, and they look like they don't belong, but they're because they're not in Jordans, they're not in anything. They're all in like Gucci sneakers or Louis Vuitton sneakers or like
Balenciagas,
and then not even like the Kanye Louis Vuittons. Like, just some stuff. Yeah, Balenciagas. Like,
you mean the off-white Louis Vuittons?
Not even those. Okay. Just like some normal, like those Coach shoes.
Yeah.
But Gucci version. You know what I mean? Like the Gucci looking Chuck Taylor kind of like lows. Like that kind of look. So they're in a bunch of stuff like that. Maybe one of them had an off-white satchel. Maybe someone had, but it was all like Versace matching sweatpants and hoodie. Like they were all these kind of cats.
There was no like collabs type shit.
Right. So it's like these kind of cats, and they're all chilling out on the balcony. So I'm chilling with Slobby. We're talking to just me and him. And those dudes walk up, and I'm thinking they kind of know Slobby or whatever, but I don't even know if they know him. The dude's just taking pictures because they like what he had on. Like he had on some Gucci shit or whatever. So they liked what he had on. They're chopping it up, taking pictures. This is guy with 3 caps, dog. Like they look like the Perrier bottle caps, the gold like twist off caps. Okay. Right. He has 3 of those, and he's got like a little tray, and he's got a black tray. And it's like a suede, like a nice like suede tray. Like it's wrapped in suede. It almost looks like a jeweler, like a jeweler would have, right? And he's out there and he's got this thing and he has 3 different caps and he's got a nugget of weed underneath one of them. Just like a little nug of weed. And it's underneath one of them. This fool is holding the thing, holding the tray with one hand, and he's doing a bunch of switcheroo shit, like you'd see at the Rockies games where they got they put the baseball under one helmet and then they switch them all around and do all. Dude, he's doing all this with his fingers, bro. He's like switching these caps around, moving them, and he's spinning the tray as well. So not only is the tray underneath spinning, but he's spinning all these caps and moving them around, moving the weed around. He's like, anybody, I'll pay any man, and he's got like this spiel, and I'm like, God, no wonder this guy's wearing all Gucci. I mean, no wonder this guy's just dripping over here. He's taking everybody's money out here. Yeah. I'm seeing man after man step up, losing 20s, 50s, 100s, trying to guess which one this nug's under. And it's not that the guy is pulling the wool over anyone's eyes. It's not like he's ripping people off.
He's that good?
He's that good at confusing. Now, let me be clear. Not only did I not try, I am so bad at these, bro. I was just talking to my girl about this the other day. Ever since I got in like, I don't know, around 25, over 25, I get so dizzy. I can't go on. I can do coasters, but that's about it. If you try to put me in the mine shaft, you try to put me on the shit, the avalanche, the shit that spins. I don't know. Name any, the teacups, whatever. Name any spinny ride. Yeah. Anything that's spinning you in circles or involves some spinning, I'm out. I'm fucked. I cannot do those things anymore. I'll throw up all over the place. I'll get sick. I'll get a headache, and I'll feel crappy the rest of the day. Like I just can't do it anymore. Yeah. So I'm out on those. So I didn't even try because I lose every time at the Rocky game. I lose three flicks in. 4 flips in, I'm out. I'm like, all right, I already lost the baseball. Same thing here. The guy with the weed, people are watching. He's doing all this magic. He's flipping the cart, flipping thing, and he's got this spiel. Any man, I'll pay any man that can guess which hand, and and he's doing all this rhyming, and he's confusing you, bro. He's pulling sleight of hand, but he's not.
Yeah.
And he's doing all this stuff, and people are just losing money left and right. And then this dude comes up. This dude steps up. He's like, I'll do it, 400. And I don't know if I guess someone said this guy had lost some money earlier, so he came up and he just put down 400, guessed it correctly.
No doubt.
Yeah, dude. Dude whipped it out. He's like, I told you, I'll pay any man that can guess. And he just whips out this stack of cash and pays the dude. And me and Slobby are just standing there. It's a surreal experience for me. I'm standing on this balcony overlooking downtown, right next to the Blue Bear, peering in the window at the convention center. There's this giant blue bear that's like looking in the window of our convention center outside.
It's a staple.
It's a staple. It's a statue. It's pretty cool. It's outside. You can go sit under the bear. You can take pictures underneath the bear. Yeah. This thing is like 10 stories tall.
Yeah.
Goes up the whole side of the thing, and it's like peering in the window.
Yeah.
So we're standing out there. I'm seeing that bear. I'm standing next to Slobby Robbie. This guy's doing magician shit over here, sleight of hand next to me. Slobby's smoking a cigarette. I'm watching him. I'm trying to talk to him. I'm trying to get my questions and get my mind right for the interview that we're about to do.
Wow.
So I don't look like an idiot. And you guys didn't know any of this. All this happened before we even came to the table and sat down.
Oh, okay.
So all this went down.
Wait, so this is when Stringer and I were inside the venue setting up, and you were
not necessarily setting up. We had already been set up. We got the podcast equipment, which that was a whole nother nightmare. But this is when I went and grabbed him. When I went to grab him, I was like, hey, you ready to do the interview? Because we had already networked with him earlier in the day. Yeah. Said he was down to do it. So I went to grab him.
Gotcha.
I was like, yo, you ready to do the interview? And he's like, yeah, let me go smoke real quick. Let's go smoke real quick. I was like, cool. So when we went outside, he smoked a cigarette, and then that's when all that went down. We came back in, did the interview, but we had a nightmare with the podcast equipment, dude. I spent $400 on this piece of equipment on Friday, trying to make sure we were prepared, trying to make sure we didn't have to wreck this whole setup in here, take everything down. What happened? I get the equipment. We end up having to wreck the whole setup. We end up having to take everything down there anyway. And then when we get there, it doesn't work, dude. Yeah. We spent probably, an hour and a half?
I would say close to 2 when it was all said and done.
Close to 2 hours.
Because we had to come back and get the actual mic stands as well.
Oh, yeah, that was an
So we had to take an Uber or a Lyft, whatever it was, from there to there. And then we figured out how to use Lyft to add an extra stop. So she actually waited for us.
Yeah, that was
and
cool.
able to take us
that
back.
Was super clutch.
Crazy learning experience. But, about a 2-hour endeavor.
Yeah, just to get the podcast equipment working so we can get the 2 interviews that we did there.
Totally.
We did get a bunch of vlog footage. I'm in the process of throwing that together and seeing how we want to edit that together and what we want to make out of it. It's a lot of mashup, and I kind of still got to see what we have, what we don't have.
Yeah.
But overall, I had a really good time. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a good experience for us. I thought it was good exposure for us. I thought our booth looked fucking sick.
Yeah. I think we had one of the sickest booths in there.
And it was strictly just a table.
Yeah.
But we had a dope stand-up banner with the most underrated graphics on it. We had a dope, most underrated tablecloth with our graphics and stuff on it. We had these mic stands hooked up to the table. So we had our guest actually sitting out on the other side of the table with the crowd being interviewed. Then me and Dow were sitting on the inside. So it was super dope. Like the way we did it, the way it came together, other than the equipment not working correctly, which we talked about, we're going to have to get like a mobile setup. That way we just keep it in my Supreme bag. Everything is all ready to go. That's your remote podcast equipment. You know what I mean? Like if I'm going on a trip, if you're going on a trip, if we're going somewhere together, we're going to New York Sneakercon, whatever.
That's
we can just
the bag.
Take that bag, boom, all our shit's in there. We know it's ready to go. It's separate from all of this because even coming back in here this morning and hooking all this shit back up and testing it and getting it to work, nightmare.
Yeah.
Nightmare. But we got it. We figured it out. We're win, 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 win.
Yeah, no doubt.
So that's kind of some of the just and how our shit went down at SneakerCon. Buying stuff. A lot of people hit me up like, yo, where's all the videos? I was expecting to see more. First of all, service was a nightmare in there.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, I wish I would have. I was so concerned with getting the podcast going and getting all that stuff going and meeting people and making sure that we were taking pictures and saying what's up to people and getting our shit out there.
It was a stressful day, man.
I didn't go shop until late, which was a big mistake because all the tight shit's gone, especially in a size 12.
Yeah.
There was probably 5 size 12s left in any shoe by the end of the show. Every booth I went to, everyone's like, oh, I don't got anything in a 12. Oh, I got these Clays. Oh, I got these, BHM Jordan 1s. Like just a bunch of shit you don't want. You know what I mean? Or shit you've already got. So I was on the hunt for some court purples. Couldn't make that happen.
Yeah.
Tried to get them for under $3. Couldn't budge.
Nope.
Did you look at the vlog footage yet? Did that story turn out on the vlog yet? Have you looked at that?
I haven't
I wonder if it is. But I didn't cop anything. You didn't cop anything, but you did a size swap.
I did, yeah, man. I got a size swap, so I didn't cop any shoes necessarily. I needed a size swap because I got the shock drop on the Bread 4s when Nike did that, which was cool. But I got a 10.5, and these the 2019s are said to run a little bit bigger. Nightwing spoke on it. A few other vloggers spoke on it. So I got a 10.5, which true to size, I'm between that 10.5, so I usually reside with 10. So I was able to do a size swap there. And by the way, I was supposed to give his company a little shout out because he was tight, man. He was really, really nice, man. It took him a while to make a decision.
It was skeptical, dude. He was a little skeppy.
He was skeppy on giving me the 10 for the 10.5.
Well, you had the Nike receipt.
Yeah.
Man, he was digesting that receipt,
Yeah.
looking it over,
Super strange.
making sure that we're legit.
Yeah.
He's like, Dow Palantonio, who? I don't
Yeah.
know this motherfucker from a hole in
Who's
the
this
ground.
guy?
Like, who is this guy? I don't know this fool from elbows from his asshole. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Dow Palantonio, who's that? I don't trust him. I don't care. You're like pointing to our booth.
Yeah.
This fool no-sold you. He didn't give it. He was like just staring at the shoe, making sure things were legit. Finally, he budges. You gave him an extra 20.
Yeah. Which I shouldn't have done.
Especially if you're shouting him out on the show.
Which I shouldn't
But
have
you
done.
already offered it.
I had already
You
offered
offered it up front. You said I'll give you an extra 20. Then you said I'll give you the shout out on the show.
Yeah.
And
I'm just giving away the farm over here. He
Yeah.
was a nice guy.
I thought you were a salesman.
Yeah, I did. I just not to the advantage of myself.
Right, yeah, you
That's
did.
what's ridiculous.
But at the end of the day, you got what you wanted. You just paid for it.
yeah, I got what I wanted. But his Instagram is jwoodstar1020. Follow him at Instagram. He also calls himself the Jay's Country Souls. He does buy, selling, and trading, kicks, clothing, and accessories. Real nice guy out of Indiana. So shout outs to him, man. I appreciate the size swap on there. So I already broke him out yesterday. So literally straight to feet. I had the 10.5s. I was sitting on this. This is, again, the shoe that got me in the game. So, the Bread 4, Cement 4, whatever you want to call it. Happy to have that in my size. I will double up. That shoe actually drops the 4th. So this Saturday, we'll be talking about that a little bit in Sneakers and Fashion. The Foot Locker app is open and ready to go for you fools out there. Overall, SneakerCon for me, man, I really enjoyed it. It was, you see a lot of people that you don't get to see. Weekly, monthly, yearly, which is cool. Blake Wynn was in the building, so saw him. We weren't able to interview him. He was really on the sneaks, man. No booth, no
I didn't
nothing.
see him at all.
He was walking.
You guys said he came by our
Yeah.
booth and asked us how to podcast.
and we weren't there.
Oh, it was JJ.
It was
That's right.
JJ.
I talked
JJ
to
was
the dude.
the GOAT was giving
GOAT was in there,
Blake
yeah.
Wynn instructions on how to start a podcast with the greatest equipment. So Blake Wynn was
the greatest equipment.
with the greatest equipment.
With the GOAT. Did he come up to you? Did he say, Stringstein, help me out here?
Hey, GOAT, help
What
me
did he
out.
say? What was the combo? How did
Yeah.
it go down?
How did it go?
Was he like, hey, Stringstein? give me some-"
Honestly, he kind of asked what the podcast was about, and then from there he was kind of asking. Apparently, he got some suggestion on some setup for a podcast. I didn't know exactly what he was talking about, so I kind of gave him a rundown of how simple it could be, or how simple you could go, and then just kind of what we were trying to do with our setup, and that was like it.
So
There was not much behind it.
So how much of our secret sauce did you give away?
Yeah.
Nothing. I just kind of gave prices of.
Hey,
what
man,
we
we're
paid.
actually looking this up here. We just got this new piece of equipment, and we got an iPad, and we do these crazy gunshots
No.
throughout the show. Did you
No.
tell me that?
You didn't tell me that?
No.
Cool. All right.
How about your passion level? Was it just like you just said it?
Well, yeah, was it
Well,
with that much
here-
excitement?
Here's the deal.
Did you have as
So-
much excitement as you just had?
Yeah.
I had a little bit more of it. I showed a bit more of emotion, but no, I like. Okay.
You showed a bit more
I
emotion.
showed a bit more of emotion, but no.
Hold up.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, I'm holding up.
When I talk to people who
Yeah.
have some like I guess sort of fame, I kind of get like nervous and shit and start like, I'm not able to speak well to people who actually have a higher status than me, sort of. So just me kind of like taking an emotion
They're
out
just
of
people,
it.
guy.
Yeah, I know. I realize that. And sometimes that's hard for me
Everyday
to wrap my head
people.
around. But the thing is that once I take my emotion out of it, it is easier for me to speak and have a conversation with that person and really kind of get the point across that I want to get across.
So did you do that?
Yes, and ironically
Okay.
enough, in Las Vegas, we did interview him about like some random shit. It was we had a comedian come out with us
That's
on
dope.
the Las Vegas one, and he interviewed him, and we filmed him. It was kind of ironic to see him again.
Not to throw you under the bus here, but taking the emotion out of things, JJ. Tell me about that time though at Sneakercon that you saw Rax from Complex.
Oh, dude,
I've never seen a kid so pumped in my life.
I haven't either. And
I thought he was stroking out.
Okay, first
let me be clear. I don't even know who that guy is.
I called him Rack. I don't even know.
Right.
I don't know who this guy
Rax
is.
is one of the new guys. He originally started in. He actually started.
Yes. Sorry. Just a little static there.
Little
We good now?
glitch.
Okay.
Just don't worry.
So he
We don't have to
started
stop.
in Complex's documentary on Supreme. I think it was called Sold Out, and he was one of the main guys in it because he's known to have a shitload of Supreme, and he's gotten to the point where Supreme won't even let him get in at this point. Like, he literally has to use other people to get tickets, because now the only way to get in line is you have to, like, submit into this raffle, and then if you get a number, you get in the line. If you don't, you can't get in the
What
line.
about your boy Whiteback? He doesn't have enough Supreme?
I don't know.
Wait, so Supreme kicked out Rax
they're
because he's got too much Supreme?
Yeah, but they're
I
not
like-
kicking out the backs.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Eric and his
know.
brother?
Yeah,
That
They
he's
kicked out Rax, but they're not kicking out the
but
backs.
not the backs.
Is it because
Well-
they're the Whitebacks? What's the deal?
I'm pretty sure Rax is more known as a reseller than
Oh, gotcha. They're collectors. He's a reseller. That's the
Yeah,
difference?
like-
Okay, makes sense.
I don't know the whole reason behind it. All I know is that he literally has to go to different people just to get a ticket to wait in line because they have they know who he is and what he does. That's besides the point. But the thing is that he's now one of the main dudes at Complex who goes to different kind of pop-ups. He goes to Supreme. He goes
Right.
to Off-White. He's gone to a lot of the Witherspoon events when he did his guest farmers market type event, when the Sean's the 97s dropped, all those various things. So he has kind of built up a little bit of a following. The main reason I wanted him on was because that's freaking Complex. Like, that would be huge.
I thought for
I know-
sure that the GOAT would sit Rax down. You would do a dope interview with him. You'd be like, you guys never guessed what
Dog,
happened.
you
While you guys were
fucking
walking
know.
around, fucking around.
You
I
know
got
I
Rax
can't
on-
do that yet,
Easy,
okay?
easy. Don't gotta
I'm
yell in
still
the mic.
trying to build
Easy.
my shit up. Like, I still have a lot of work to put in to become an amazing fucking speaker here, okay?
I thought, oops, my bad with the music. I thought you were going to have Rax interviewed, have him set up and be like, guys, look what I did. I got Rax on the GOAT and Rax. I thought that would be our highest viewed video of all time. I was really disappointed you didn't do that. You came up to me and were like, hey, man, Rax
I was
is
just
over there.
trying to
And I was
be
like,
a
who the
good
hell's
producer,
Rax?
trying to get people on, okay?
I know, and I felt bad because not only for one, oops, my bad. Not only do I not really know who Rax is, I think I've heard the name, and I think I knew he was affiliated with Complex, but that's as far as it goes with me.
Right.
I did not want to bring a guy on and sit down and interview him just because he has clout or he's big when I don't know anything about the guy.
Yeah.
That would be probably one of the worst interviews our people
Yeah,
could
and
hear
I
because it's me asking a bunch of questions that I don't even know.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have any educated questions to ask him, and I'm not curious about him because I don't know enough. So that's would have made it a hard interview. That being said, if the GOAT would have sat down with him, asked him about his farmers market pop-up,
it wasn't
geez.
his. He just
Oh,
went there and
sorry.
interviewed the guys who were running it. He goes to
You know more than me. I'm just saying, you know more than
He
me.
has just a segment set that's called Get in Line, and he just kind of interviews a bunch of people that are sitting in line, kind of gives them some just kind of sees what the people know about the drop, if they know anything at all, or how much they know.
Gotcha.
Random shit, like how do you feel being at the end of the line, how do you feel being at the front of the line, just various different things. Sometimes he's cop stuff, especially with Supreme, when Supreme North Face collab came out with the gold, bronze, and silver collab. I know, I forgot which one he did, but
If you would have interviewed Rax and Blake Wynn, dude, you would have crushed it.
Yeah.
If it would have been the GOAT sitting down with those two guys while me and Dow were out politicking,
Shopping.
messing around, walking around,
Yeah.
that would have been
okay, first
been
of all,
legit.
I don't even know how to start an interview to begin
give me
with.
some practice. Let me hear you practice.
What I mean by that is that I don't even know what to do on your computer, because we had so many issues that day. I didn't even want to touch the damn thing.
All right, that's fair enough. Yeah. All right, it's fair enough. You're not
I
gonna
literally took pictures so we didn't fuck this up again.
JJ.
Stringer, you can't give me a, yo, what's going down, y'all? You can't do that?
Oh, what's no? I'm kidding. But I've just personally, it's just the self-confidence. I don't feel like I'm like up to that level yet where I can do that by myself.
I know, I'm just teasing you.
And
That would have
just,
been
like-
classic though. If you that would have surprised. I would have given you 15 shots. If I would have came back to the booth, you guys like, oh dude, Blake Wing came by and I just plugged in one of the mics to my Zune, did a record, did an interview.
Yeah.
And Rax came by. I did an interview.
I put those fools on game.
Wouldn't that have been so funny if the
That'd have been
GOAT
the
was just
sickest.
like,
Yeah.
that would have really put him at GOAT status.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That would have really, really made you GOAT status.
I never asked for this, man.
That would've
I
been
never
sick.
asked for this. Like
But
I
you're
said
in it now.
before,
Hey,
But
like
you're in
I-
it now.
Go-
I
You're
go
in too
said,
deep.
I have too much fucking work to put in first before I could be called a GOAT.
JJ.
No,
I
you're the
have-
GOAT
yeah,
guy.
JJ. The goats, they never asked for it either.
Right.
They just
Yeah.
get it.
They just get it.
Oh, natural.
That's
So,
it.
all right. Well, so so SneakerCon, man, pretty happy with it. I bought a couple things. Like I said, mine was more just like not SneakerCon swag because I don't need any of that shit. But like some of the local vendors, man, some of their own like
Screw
embroidered
SneakerCon.
hats. These chicks, man, they had these like Sean Witherspoon looking pillows. So I got one
That
of
shit was
those.
sick.
That you forgot to bring in, really?
Yeah, that I forgot to bring in.
Dang.
Hey, check out these. I'll grab these hats real quick. That we got local from a guy here. I'll give him a little credit too. He's pretty cool. But hold on.
Oh, yeah. I thought we were going to show off all this stuff in sneakers. They're just going for it. It doesn't matter.
I guess we can.
Yeah,
I mean,
you can
show it.
these hats because they're more sneaker con.
Okay,
but I
that's
do
fine.
have something for sneaker.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll do the SneakerCon convo, and then we'll go into the playoff stuff. I want to talk some NFL draft as well, and then we'll kind of go into sneakers and fashion, go over what's coming out this week, and then the YouTube comments.
Right.
So Dow's got the hats here. You picked up these.
Yeah, I
At
picked these up.
SneakerCon?
Yeah,
Okay.
at SneakerCon. So it was a local
Oh, they
guys
were
from.
across the way from the pillow.
Yeah, you got it.
people. Okay.
So these guys reside out of Castle Rock here. So they're a local company called Colorado Vintage. So this booth had just a shitload of Jordan vintage stuff, Jordan Bulls vintage. So they had like the
So is it like Slobby's World?
no, not
Or
really.
like
no, it was-
Generation Cool?
No, not at all. No, it was more of just like they just had like these show pieces, just old vintage shoes, where the soles were kind of rotting, just to
Oh, so
have
it's
kind
just
of
like only a couple pieces here and there. that
yeah,
they
just
did.
for looks,
So
really.
it's not their like majority business. It's
Right.
just like special things they were able to present.
Right,
for
exactly.
sure.
Yeah, it was all for just show. So they were just kind of nice guys. So they're in the sneaker game for sure. I mean, they run a couple bots, that kind of stuff. So they do
Yeah.
have sneakers. They can get sneakers. But they just had a real cool setup that had like he was obviously born and raised on the Bulls. So he had nice, he had the 89 Bred 4s in the case where, you could see the gum soles. He had the original white cement 4s, which were cool, and they were all kind of fading, which was nice. And he had like, some of the Jordan stuff, some of the Jordan Sports Illustrated articles, just kind of a cool setup, and then some shoes. But I just kind of liked what they were about. They were very, very Colorado specific, so they were, very local. With their branding and stuff. So I bought a couple 5-panel hats, and if you guys remember about the old Jordan hats back in the day, it would say Jordan across the hat, kind of like these do, and then it would have the air
Yeah,
in between.
totally. Yep.
So that's kind of what these shoes are centered around. So they
Hats
have,
are centered around.
yeah, the hats
Yeah, yeah.
hats are centered
They're
around.
like
So
Supreme hats.
yeah, so they have that kind of
Timber
that
style.
nostalgic.
No, but that's how the
feel.
Jordan. Instead of Colorado, it used to be that font, and it
Yeah.
would say Jordan.
It should say Jordan, and then it would say air in between.
Yep, and it would say air in
So
between.
Are those just customs then?
Yeah, just his custom, and
They just
that,
flipped the design, like the
Oh,
logo
for
flipped
sure.
it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
yeah, absolutely. that was just where his inspiration came from. So I saw these
Was
automatically.
that made for the 11s?
No, it was not
No,
made for the
like
sevens.
the s-
They did that for the sixes, for the sevens.
Okay,
What do you-
I just
yeah.
know like there were specific designs.
You confused,
for
JJ.
specific shoes.
You're still thinking about racks. Get out of here.
What?
Boom.
So yeah, so I just from a nostalgic perspective, it just reminded me of that, and that was obviously his inspiration. So I just like their vibe, man. So I thought I'd shout them out, and he gave me a great deal for some hats and some shout outs. So I paid like $10 or $15 for them.
Then the people, was it this dude or was it the dude next to them that had like the M&M 4s and a
Yeah.
bunch of shit from the shoe
Next to him,
surgeon?
yeah,
and,
next to
like,
him.
Literally
dude,
next to him.
I put that on my story. If you guys
Yeah.
missed that, I put it up on the story on IG. This guy had all the heat, dude. Everything from Carhartt M&M 4s to the
PEs. He
yeah.
had the Ray Allen PEs, which was sick.
Oregon 3 PEs.
Yep.
He had this, like I said, some stuff from the shoe surgeon that he had, like Python,
had,
like some of
like,
the off-white customs
5
he'd
or
done.
6 pairs from the shoe surgeon.
Yeah, it was super. There was some people with some really good stuff
Dude,
there.
there
which
was a guy with Oklahoma 4s.
yeah, I saw that 7,500. I put that on my story too.
Yeah.
They wanted 7.5 Gs. $7,500 for that Oklahoma, and it was a 12. It was a 12 and a half.
Oh dang.
Yeah.
Dude.
So it was that's a
You
super
got
hard
7
size
Gs,
to
man.
get too. I know. I think my homie Ed wears a
Imagine
13. He
if
could probably
those-
fit in a 12 and a half in those.
Aren't there Michigan 4s too?
Yeah, they came out for the Michigan-Florida Gators bowl game that they did last year. They gave out Michigan and Florida Gators. They gave both
4s.
schools PE 4s. Yeah. So they got
Those are
on the
7
cage,
or
like
10.
on the little, not the cage, but the little straps that go up on the 4. They're all splatter painted like blue and maize. Super sick. Yeah, really dope. So that was surprised at the amount of heat that was in there. Of course, I saw that one kid, the Denver Hype Beast, was in there wearing his Red Octobers.
Yep.
Saw him in there
His
doing
box
that.
logo.
Saw a few people with the Swarovski crystal box logo. I was talking to this Asian dude. He's like, dude, I sent people out to LA.
He paid people
to go out to LA and wait in line.
Yeah.
And flew him back so he would have his stock and his stuff in time.
For Sneakercon.
That dude had so many Supreme box logos. He had the American flag joint we were looking at.
He
was
did.
asking like $2,500 for it.
Yeah.
He had the coral one, which is the one I really wanted. I just can't pay $600 for it, dude. Like,
He had box logos from 5-10 years ago.
Yeah.
Super cool collection, man, for sure.
cool collection, cool guy.
Yeah.
As well as the re-up, dude. They had a ton of Supreme stuff next to us. I didn't know how
did.
much Supreme they had. They had tons of shirts. I felt bad because I wanted to look through their shirts to see if I could work out a deal with those fools. I didn't even get to do it. I didn't have the time. The time was just, it felt like literally we were running the entire show from start to finish. We ate some terrible pizza.
Yeah.
We ate a soda, and that's it.
Do you know that? Did you know that?
Would have worked. I feel like we would have had so much time,
Right.
and manage. We would have had a better time. I feel.
Well, it was frustrating because I went and specifically bought that machine to make this easy for us.
Dog,
I dropped
knew we
400.
should have freaking tested it the night before.
But even then, even testing it the night before, it still would have been an issue there. I think it still would have been. It was just.
I feel like
We couldn't have tested the night before. We were working all the way up until the Avs puck dropped at 8:30. We were trying to watch the game. You know what I mean? Like it was
just turned it on here, man.
It was a lot. It was a lot. There was no way we were going to make it happen. But we made it happen the day of. But there was no way the night before. But that's what was frustrating is the fact that I spent the money to buy the equipment that still didn't work, and it still took us forever. But yeah, I felt like we got there. We were dying. We didn't drink any water all day. We talked about the end of the day. Our lips were both like so chapped. We felt like all dehydrated.
Yeah.
It was like we had been lost in the woods for a couple of days. It was,
like the joints were all just tight. Nothing was lubricated, man. It was just feeling like shit, dog.
it was bad.
It
And
was
then,
bad.
Well, it felt like we had got there, and then all of a sudden it was so much running around, doing the interviews, all stuff, and then all of a sudden the lights were flipping off, and I was like, "What?
Yeah.
This is it?"
I looked and I'm like,
time to
man, this
go?
thing's open till 7, and it's 6:30.
Right.
It was just like unbelievable how the time passed. Oh, by the way, let's get back to that shitty pizza.
Yeah.
So I got you a pizza, me a pizza, JJ
I don't
a
even
pizza,
know where that came from,
and
dog.
then 2 drinks.
Yeah.
For you and I. You know what that was?
No idea.
$45.
Holy shit!
You better enjoyed that pizza.
All crust.
Dude,
I got crushed.
I appreciate you.
I got crushed.
We
Thank you so
needed it,
much.
dude. We needed it,
Dude,
though.
for
If
sure.
we wouldn't have had that, I don't think we get through the entire day.
We would have been bitch made, attitude central, not good.
I was already
Below, not good.
annoyed with the equipment. Yeah,
Yeah.
we would have been. It was
Below not good.
awful.
Totally.
Awful shit. But anyway, overall, man, I think the event was cool. It wasn't like miserable. Do I think there were things they could have done better? Yes. A lot of things that could have been better. Yes. But that being said, the people that are, I don't know, the people that they're affiliated with here in Denver, like how it's all orchestrated, I think they could have done a lot better job.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know. I don't know what, my question for you guys, what do you think SneakerCon thinks? Do you think they, for one, come back here at all? For two, do they give us 2 days next time?
I feel like we're gonna get 2 days now.
You think it'll be Saturday,
considering-
Sunday?
Yeah, because did you see the freaking line out the door? That was insane. Like people actually showed up, even though.
Well,
like-
now that I think about it, do you think we need 2 days? Because it felt like all the shit was sold. It felt like so much inventory was sold. Like, dude, I'm telling you, when I was walking around at the end of the day, I could not find shit in my size.
Do you think
Like-
that was? Do you think that was the vendors kind of planning accordingly though? Just on the one
Could
day,
be.
Yeah.
I think vendors can plan for that 2-day thing,
Yeah.
and I think the lack of organization led to some of this too. I don't think a lot of the vendors got all of their premier stock out.
I
to
think
be
the
honest
whole
with you,
legit thing really killed bringing stock in. I'm pretty sure, like Dow was saying, they really like brought specific shoes to sell because at the end of the day, we were just talking to the re-up the last cast. Like he needed to bring in 200 pairs. He
295 pairs.
Yeah,
Almost
he
300
needed
pairs.
like a freaking U-Haul to bring that shit
Right.
in. Like who wants to do that?
Well, that's the thing. He's so shitty. He had to go get the U-Haul, take all the shoes down Thursday, take them all back to his store, and then go back on Saturday and reload everything. Then he took a Keymaster from the re-up. They told him he couldn't take a Keymaster in. I saw 2 other Keymasters in that bitch. They must have worked something out. I saw that the people that had them were from Oakland.
Sucked someone's dick.
Right. It was just like little stuff like that. Like, and maybe I don't understand. So maybe I don't understand the logistics of it. So I don't want to talk too much shit. I'm just talking about what I saw and what I noticed and what went down. Maybe there's reasons behind it. Maybe there's not. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it just felt weird.
Money game.
I don't know if they come back to Denver. I don't know, because I've never been to any other sneaker cons. We talked to JJ, you and I did, because he's been to the Vegas.
It felt bigger than Las Vegas, and that was huge because I feel like with Las Vegas, considering this was months after that big shooting from that hotel room, so people were a bit on edge, I feel like. But at the same time, it was Las Vegas. People should have been there. But I feel like Denver was so much bigger, at least in my opinion. I feel like there were more booths, more people in general, but that's just me.
Kicks USA just dropped the bread fours early. The site's not loading. It's crammed up.
Dude, Kicks USA is the worst site ever.
No.
It's the worst site ever.
I just got the notification.
But
Shout out to the homie, who was it, GoldenEye? They hit me with the Soul Links plug.
Nice.
The quick notey on the Soul Links.
Yeah, so I hope Sneakercon does come back. I mean, I think it was good for the city. I think it was, it was good. We had a lot of stuff going on this weekend downtown. It was super packed, super busy. So I think it was a successful weekend for Denver, all in all.
Plus,
but yeah, love to see him come back.
I think it's really helping with the sneaker community that we're trying to desperately grow.
Yeah.
Because it's like kind of been, like I've kind of seen the behind the scenes of most of these sneaker shops.
Of course you have. You're the GOAT.
And it's like there has been, I guess, some tension in a way. And it's good to see that we could finally come together as kind of one in a way to really kind of show our passion behind shoes.
Do you think everyone was working together, though? Do you think all these shops are working together? Or
not
they just,
necessarily
we're all under the same roof because we had to be?
Yeah.
That type of thing. It kind of like brought everything together in one place.
I'm not saying there's any bad blood or there's beef, but I don't know that I personally didn't see any of the people from all the different consignment shops around.
I just feel like it's just really trying to grow the sneaker culture in general that we just don't have yet.
Yeah.
That we're desperately trying to build.
I'll be clear. We still don't fuck with bait. Let's be clear here.
Yeah.
Was Bait even there though?
No, I didn't see.
I didn't see Bait. No.
Nope. I saw a couple people that used to work there.
Yeah.
Actually, that we talked to and chopped it up with, and they don't work there anymore. So
that's
now all of a sudden we're cool.
Yeah. Yeah, go figure.
Which I think we would have been cool anyway. It's probably them working there that made them not cool with me because I think the whole place is not cool with me because I cause ruckus and talk shit every time I go in there.
But it was for good reason.
Yeah,
we didn't cause ruckus for no reason. Right. It was like, hey, you posted this. We're here. What's up?
I even saw James from Bait, which we've had a pretty good tiff.
Yeah.
And I just went over, dapped him up, and everything was cool. It was not like we had a hug fest and we exchanged a ton of words. We just, hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Yeah.
Real simple, real easy.
We went out of our way to say what's up, and that's it.
I know he's not there anymore.
Yeah.
I know he's at Division West now.
Dope.
I don't shop with Division West a ton just because they don't get a ton of what I'm into.
Because they get New Balances.
They get Sauconys.
You're out.
Joey's a big Saucony guy. Joey gets Sauconys from the front desk. Did you see those purple ones he got?
No, I didn't see those.
They're sick. They're only 90 retail. I might go pick a pair up. 90 retail, and they're the sickest Rockies.
Are they the okay? So I was going to ask you if they're purple. Are they Rockies?
They're Rockies. They're Rockies out.
Nice.
They're a great Rocky shoe. They're purple and they got this black like splatter on them. They actually look pretty sick.
That's sick. Nice.
$90 retail. When's the last time you got a shoe for $90?
I don't remember.
Right?
Maybe Prestos back in the day. I don't remember.
So I might go look at those.
Gotcha.
Maybe, but anything more on Sneakercon? Anything more you guys want to cover? I liked how I thought it was awesome how all those young kids did not give any money to Sneakercon and just set up their own booths in the corner.
Yeah,
so
no doubt.
That was a trading pit.
The trading pit, yeah, that's the way to go. You don't pay any money for a booth.
Don't get no booth.
Just
grab the trading pit.
Just grab 5 chairs.
Yeah.
And set up all your shoes on the chairs.
Dude, you saw boxes stacked over there, man.
Up on chairs, people stacked up on corners, trash cans.
I think that's what you got to do.
That's the lick right there. I liked that because Sneakercon didn't get any more money. I was all about not giving them any more money just because I felt like there was a bunch of dumb restrictions. And then with all the restrictions on the entering in and out, we had a Sneakercon stamp on our hand, which mine's not fully off. Is yours?
Mine's close.
Yeah.
Closer than yours.
I did some scrubbing and it was not coming off.
Yeah.
You're same way. All right, so
JJ actually hasn't taken a shower since Sneakercon. He still has Sneakercon bread for smell on him today.
I would too.
Yeah.
Well, he shook Rack's hand.
Oh, that's why.
Shower.
Dang.
I took a shower.
Racks on racks. I took a shower. Full stop playing.
So yeah, I thought it was cool overall. I thought the line was insane. when I walked out
I didn't
there.
even see the line.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you did.
it
Remember
was-
we came back from the mics?
I don't remember.
Getting the mics?
I didn't care. I was
You went up the
attention.
we
Oh
went
my
up the
gosh.
escalator and walked by all those fools in line.
I
You
did,
don't remember that?
I did see some of that. You're right.
Oh my
right.
god.
I just don't care.
I was about to say.
Stop.
How was the rest of your weekend, Al?
Ah, dude. Rest of the weekend? You mean by Sunday?
Dude, guess what?
What?
Guess what's on the way?
I didn't get to sleep in. That's what.
What?
I didn't get to sleep in on Sunday.
Why?
That's what.
What do you mean?
Robin woke me up.
I couldn't sleep in. I just didn't.
No, actually, Robin didn't wake me up this time. Sorry about that. Sorry, Robin. I
gotta give you a shot.
I just start blaming Robin for everything.
That's bad.
I actually had
Dude.
I had to give a training for T-Mobile yesterday morning.
Oh, you had to work?
I did, man. I did. So I had to throw a 2.5 hour training session together with another peer of mine. Went over well, so no problems. I was still tired, but I didn't get to sleep in. And then, of course, Robin gives me a honeydew list throughout the course of the day. So where did that even start, man? I had to go pick up. We needed to seed. So our lawn has some bare patches, obviously from the winter and the previous season, just from lack of watering and caring. So
That's the part of. I'm so glad I'm not a homeowner. For
Homeowner,
that reason.
dude, for
Yard,
sure.
dude. That's so home and home is just so much work,
dude, and you know what, man? To have a green thumb, it takes a lot of work,
No
dude.
doubt.
A lot of experience, a lot of
research,
a lot of
trial and error.
Dude, for sure.
Yeah.
And when you have animals, like you've got to really watch that because, dude, I can make any lawn look sick. Dude, but you
don't
got
want your dogs out there
the
eating
fertilizer,
yeah, exactly.
eating all that grass that has all that stuff. Now, most of them you have to keep your dogs off, between 2 and 4 or 5 days. But who can do that, man? And my dog loves to eat grass, bless his heart. So,
Right.
I can't even have a green thumb if I wanted to because there's all these things you can do chemically wise to make the shit look nice. But, it's just not worth it to me, man. But then they have the actual non-chemical stuff that is more organic. Does it work just as good as it not? But you're going to pay double.
Right.
You just can't do that. So
you got to do all that.
Yeah, so it's not that important. So I had to go pick up all that stuff. And then I did a sneaker sale yesterday. Somebody hit me up and said, "Hey man, will you bring these shoes? I've been wanting these shoes for a long time." So I sold my neighborhood Anikis.
Dude, I just looked at that pair on Saturday. So I had a box I had a stack of boxes probably this tall, dude. Almost as tall as me, ready to
be sold.
ready to go out the door. I text you, Dow, how many pairs of shoes you bringing to SneakerCon? I'll probably just bring in 2, man.
Yeah.
I looked at my whole stack of boxes. I go, I'm not bringing any. Walked right out the front door,
Totally.
left the boxes chilling by the door,
Yeah.
and didn't bring one pair to SneakerCon. I'm glad I didn't,
Yeah.
because I wouldn't have had time to sell them. I would have been more frustrated carrying them all. Like the parking, the logistics was tough. It would have been a nightmare.
You saw me struggling with 2 pairs.
Yeah. Oh, Dallas is so untrusting with his Sean Witherspoons. He carried them every single place we went. Went to go get pizza, took the Witherspoons. Went to go look at some shoes, Witherspoons. Went to go say what's up to Slobby, Witherspoons with him. Hey, franchise, you mind if I take your backpack? At one point, by the end, he took my backpack, shoved his Witherspoons in the backpack, and was just walking around with my backpack on with the Sean Witherspoons in there in the box because he was so scared that someone was just going to jack him for his Sean's.
Can't hate.
And he goes, "Hey man, not anything against anybody at the booth, not anything against JJ, not anything about anybody that's watching, but I'm going to control what I can control."
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you told me. I was like, "Hey, I can't hate.
Control what you
I
can
can't
control.
hate because all of a sudden you walk back and your shoes are stolen. What do?
Yeah.
You blame a bunch of people and you still don't have any shoes, so it doesn't matter."
At the end of the day,
It's
it doesn't matter who
ironic
did it, who
because
didn't do
We
it.
had a Sean Witherspoon right next to us at our booth.
What's that?
It's ironic because we did have a Sean Witherspoon right next to us on our booth.
Yeah, for sure. I just didn't want that to be confused. Whose shoe is it?
Right.
Oh, there's the Sean Witherspoon box. Oh, this is size 9. What are we doing with this? Whose is this? No, man. We ain't going to play
I was
control.
there the entire time.
And I still didn't even trust you, but I kind of did.
It's not that he didn't trust you. He
Yeah.
just said, "I'm going to control what I can control."
That's
And I
what it's
thought that
about.
was the best way that you can put it. It's not putting down anybody else. It's not saying that these
Yeah.
motherfuckers are lazy. They're not watching shit. They don't know what's going on. They're not paying attention. It's none of that. It's I'm going to control what I can control.
That's it.
And that's the same reason I lock my car. It's the same reason I lock my house when I leave. I'm going to control that, and that's what I can control. If you want more control, get a Nest Cam.
Yeah.
You want a little more control, get a security guard. You want a little more control, get a guard dog. You want a little more control, build a cement fence around the joint. You know what I mean? Like, you do what you want to do. And I couldn't fault you for that. Now, did I laugh? Did I think it was hilarious? Did I bust your... No, I didn't bust your balls about it, but I laughed about it quite a bit.
Yeah.
I was like, Dow, this is hilarious. I was like, actually, Dow, you think we could put my laptop in the back?
So,
I was like, yo, do you think we'd throw my laptop in there? Because if this bitch gets stolen,
that's your whole life.
this is everything, dude. And the fact that I didn't have it backed up,
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I can't have that shit getting stolen.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like that laptop goes,
we're in trouble.
I have 2 solid state 1 terabyte hard drives in this bitch. 1 terabyte each. So that means 2 terabytes solid state hard drives in this joint, in a laptop. This is custom. CD drive was taken out. The homie Jalal did it all, hooked me up with it. But this thing is a beast, and it can't just be replaced.
Right.
Not only can all the content that I have on there, vlogs and podcasts and every interview, stuff you guys have never seen and heard, hidden content, all kinds of stuff. Not only is all that on here, but it's a custom machine that just can't be readily replaced, and it's not cheap to get all that done. You know, a solid state hard drive for one of these is probably running you between a G and 1,500 just for one of them, just for one hard drive. I got 2 in this bitch, not including the machine.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
doubt.
So we're talking M's.
Talking big monies.
Yeah. So
So I did some seeding.
oh yeah, I'm sorry. Back to your weekend.
Did some more raking, and here's what I had to give up.
How's your back feeling, man?
Back feels okay, man. Back feels okay. Here's what I had to give up though.
What?
I couldn't watch the Avs.
Last night?
I couldn't
What
watch,
is wrong with you?
Whoa.
couldn't watch the Avs.
It started
This
at
is religious. We are in round 2.
Stringer.
We are coming for the cup.
Wow.
Wow.
Motivated.
Wow.
Okay, anyways.
So I had a little convo with Robin. And plus, this weekend didn't start off to the best. And I don't want to get too much into that, but I'd just be jacking up again. No big deal. You know, what's new?
What do you mean? We recorded the cast Thursday and you had already jacked up. How could you jack up any more going into the weekend?
Well,
you went home
because
everything was good.
We let things simmer.
You didn't go home and map it all out? You didn't go home, clean up the hair like we talked about on the cast? Hey, Dow, this is what you do. You go home, you clean up the hair, you apologize, da-da-da-da-da.
I did.
Okay.
I did some cleaning with my Orlando Magic shorts and no shirt because I thought that might help. You know?
Oh, we got to tell that story from Sneakercon
Yeah,
too.
for sure.
Remind me. We'll get back to it.
So I clean the bathroom. I clean half the house, and her mom comes in, sees me doing the cleaning. Out, no shirt, Orlando Magic shorts on, and you know, like who paid
That's
this?
gotta be weird.
No, it's not weird. I don't give a shit. Who paid this cleaning guy? You know what I mean? I'm trying to make a good impression. Mom walks in, and she's like, "Hey, Dallas, how are you?" You know, we dap it up, give some hugs, whatever. We're good.
While
And,
shirtless?
dude, I continue cleaning as she's there because what happened is Robin had an appointment for all 3 of us to go to IKEA because again, remember we're getting
You
the
told
whole
me
kitchen
about that cabinet
and
thing.
I backed out of the appointment
Oh, jeez.
because we weren't doing well, and I wasn't gonna bring that sour mentality to this big.
What do you mean you weren't doing well? I thought when we left the cast everything was going to be good.
No, because we hadn't talked through it yet. I was just cleaning. We hadn't really talked through it because Mom got there. You know, so we were kind of talking through it. Mom got there. I wasn't going to make a big fucking, ordeal
Deal in front of
it
the mom,
in front
but
of the mom. Like,
you still were simmering. You still
Yeah.
were burning.
yeah, for
you
sure.
still were doing Usher.
We both, yeah.
Letting it burn.
We were both burning for
Okay.
sure. So I'm burning for you.
Yeah, should I pull that one up?
That's a good one.
All right.
You're
You're burning. You're simmering.
I'm cleaning up, I'm doing that whole thing, and Rob Mom get there, she gets there.
Rob Mom.
So she gets there, we do our thing, whatever, and then they're getting ready to go to IKEA for their appointment. That I think for the appointment that was either 5:30 or 6, and Robin asked me a couple times. She's like, "Are you going?" And I said, "Robin, yeah, there you go. So we're not good enough, Robin, to go. Like, I don't want to do this. Your mom has nothing to do with this. I don't want to bring her into this. This is our business." And she's like, "Okay." So they finally leave, and I'm still cleaning, like an idiot. Yeah, still shirtless, ready to rock, still cleaning, making sure that I, this, taking out stuff from the, dude, just everything, man, just dusting. I don't dust. And then Rob and I start sending some vicious texts.
Oh, no.
Jeez.
You know what I
While
mean?
she's at IKEA?
On the way to IKEA.
While she's on the
You
way to
always
IKEA with her
call.
mom. Her mom's in the passenger seat. She's
Nope.
driving.
Mom-
She's texting.
mom's in a different-
I'm just kidding.
Mom's in a different vehicle.
Oh, but she's texting and driving vicious text
yeah.
to you.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
And then
Not good.
And then below not good. As you know, if you go to IKEA, once you get there, you have no service.
Yeah, and you're on the track too.
Yeah.
Once you get on the track, you're
Yeah.
locked into the track, and then you're
Yep.
not getting out, and there's no service.
So
it's awful.
So she starts.
If you need to take a pee, you're screwed. You're
Oh,
on the
yeah.
track.
You're done.
I experienced that a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
My lady, she has to pee every 5 seconds. I was like, I don't know what to tell you. We're on the track.
Yeah.
We're not getting off. We're not. There's nowhere to go. Let's go to the bathroom section and find one of those porcelain toilets, and then take a little.
We're gonna have to. Yeah.
Relieve yourself in that, babe. There's
Yeah.
no paper, so you're gonna have to drip dry.
So then the texts start getting a little bit more sporadic in terms of distance between each text, right? Because she finally got to IKEA, and she, finally we're steaming. Okay. We're steaming a little bit.
She's really pissed at you that you didn't go.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I am too, Dal.
You know,
Jeez.
and she's like, I'm just so disappointed. This was the last text I got from her before she lost service. She's like, I'm just so disappointed. This was planned, weeks in advance, blah, blah, blah. And I said, you know what? You know what wasn't planned? Our argument.
Oh,
Let's finish this. So I just gave it to her. It was a vicious
Through
text.
text?
Yeah, it was a vicious text.
Oh, man.
And she's like, I haven't got any more texts from you. I can't get service here. And that was I finally got that. And I'm like, do you want me to come over there now?
Oh, no.
Dude.
And you guys live probably 10 minutes from IKEA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, close.
Yeah. I
not super
I
far.
took the tollway. I threw on a shirt. I still got the Orlando Magic shorts on. I had to throw on a shirt real quick, right? Because I was
This
shirtless.
is funny.
And
oh, my God, this is funny.
Dude, I put that 4Runner, dude, in drive, and we were hitting there 95 miles an hour, dude, on the 470,
It
dude.
took 4 minutes to get up to 95 with the get-up speed
It
you
did,
got.
it did. But 6 minutes later, I'm pulling an IKEA. I said, I'm here. Okay, I'm coming up. Where are you?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
yeah,
jeez, dude.
And then as soon as I was there, everything was fine. I got the love pat from her. I got the love pat. I got the hair pat that I did on her real quick. Everything just immediately changed. We just needed that. Like, we needed to get that out. We needed to see each other. We needed to be at this appointment that was planned weeks in advance. And it was like, okay, he's here for me. She's here for me. I get it. We're on. Everything was good. Now, we still had to talk through that, obviously. But, man, it de-escalated within seconds, like right when I walked up.
Just because you were there.
That's all I needed to be.
So interesting.
I just needed to be there. She needed me
Why
there.
didn't you just go from the beginning, Dallas?
Yes.
It was the exact same thing, but all you did was get out a few vicious texts.
Because it didn't feel right. It didn't
But
feel
after
right
the
going.
vicious text, it feel right?
I
It
know.
feel right you slamming on the 4Runner, slamming it into gear?
No, that was just me being a jerk and trying to. Cup was more than half empty. That was just me just reacting, in the worst way possible. But the moment she knew that I was by her side and was here for her and saw the bigger picture, the problem is it's hard for me to get invested. Dude, it's hard for me to get invested into this kitchen remodel, into this house. It's not my house, dog. I didn't buy this house. I live in this house, so it's mine with the rabbit ears, right? That it's mine because I live in there. It's a place that I reside, a place that I live. But dude, it's hard because how much money should I invest into this? Why can't I invest my time into the landscaping, into fixing it, helping adjust it? But in terms of finances, I don't really know where I stand. Dude, I don't know where I stand with this. I'm the man with no land. You dig?
Right.
So it's hard for me to be like, yeah, let's do this. Like some Springsteen. Yeah. Whoa. Let's do some kitchen cabinets. I'm like, I'm not feeling it. It's your choice, babe. This is your choice. This is your house. What do you want to do with it? What do you need?
Yeah.
And I can ask those questions all day, and I can be there to support her. But at the end of the day, I don't give a shit. It's not my house. Robin could literally wake up today and be like, I'm tired of your shit, dog. Your shit stinks so bad, and I've dealt with it for so long. You smell like Sneakercon bread fours like JJ. Why don't you go live with Springsteen, okay? Because I don't want you here anymore. She could literally say that. And I'd be like,
and you'd be out.
Well, what if I invested 10 racks? Not rack from Complex. What if I invested 10 racks into your kitchen? What now? Like, what do
we do? Yeah.
So all of this stuff, it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense to me. So I'm the man with no land. So I'm trying my best.
What about, so is this all leading to why you couldn't watch the Avs game on Sunday?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, back to original points.
Oh yeah. God.
I
dang.
knew this was going to be so hard to keep on track today because there's
this
just so much that happened. I mean, I know people were asking, and people want to hear a follow-up. Did Dal get out of the doghouse? Is he good?
Yeah.
So I want to follow up on that. Sound like you dug yourself deeper,
Yeah.
but then you got out, but then you had to do some making up.
Yeah.
You couldn't.
We were still even making up yesterday, as we were working
really?
as we were working the yard and working through things together.
A lot of butt sniffing, a lot of
there
really
was,
nice. You're on she's super nice. You're super nice. A lot of butt sniffing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot
Okay.
of
That's what I call it.
butt
Yes, a lot of.
Yeah.
You know how it goes. You get in an argument with your lady, and you're trying to. Oh, I'm sorry, but you're trying to be nice. You're just doing a little butt sniffing. She's doing a little butt sniffing on the other end. Sometimes it's not that way. Sometimes we're doing all the butt sniffing, trying to make up for it. But sometimes it's a little bit of both. People realize, hey, I did a little bit of overreacting. You did a little bit of overreacting. Now we're both doing some butt sniffing on a Sunday.
Yeah, for
that's
sure.
what it is.
So we worked through it, and we're in a good place now. Man, again, it's just a journey, man. It really, really is. And For somebody that I care about so much, I find it interesting because I do a lot of soul searching that, man, should it be this hard? But things aren't that hard. At the end of the day, let me clue you guys in. I'm a stubborn SOB. That's what it comes down to. And I was even telling you this morning, which we try not to uncover too much, before the cast. But I was telling you this morning, like, I kind of keep Robin, and I've kept a lot of women of my past at arm's length.
Yep.
Because I've had some bad situations and I've had some bad relationships, and I still find it very, very hard. My dilemma is diving headfirst. I just never have done it, never been able to do it, and the reasons why I haven't done it have worked out for me because these women have been turds,
right?
In my past. So then the point's knocked home, and it's like, well, man, maybe you have something, Dallas. Maybe you're smart for this,
right?
And I think the problem is because of that, I haven't really endured a lot of great tactics within relationships. I haven't been able to dive headfirst in. I haven't been able to give all. I haven't been able to come and listen when Robin says, look, man, hey, I got a problem with this. And she comes like super sweet. Like, Dallas, I got a problem with this, man. I'm not getting what I need out of this. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? I'm working my ass off here. I'm trying the hardest. Yeah. So that's, dude, that is still the dynamics of our relationship still today.
Right.
And it's like, dog, when are you going to let go of that?
Right.
When are you going to understand and allow your partner to say, look, I'm not happy with this. It's not your fault.
And it's not
Can we work through this?
Right.
And I'm just like, what?
Yeah. You think it's the end of the world
flex?
right now. It's the biggest deal right now. I was just having that convo with my girl the other day. Like,
so
everything
hard.
We all do that. We all feel like everything is the biggest thing in that moment. When if we could just disconnect for 5-10 minutes, scoot back a little, and just disconnect from the situation. Can we disconnect these headphones? My Lord. There we go.
No doubt.
But if we can just disconnect from the situation, take 5-10 minutes, and then come back to it, and maybe you need a little longer than that. Maybe some people it's not that. For me, I'm able to, my moods, I switch real quick. I can go 0 to 100 real quick. I can come down real quick.
Right.
Not all the time, but if we can just step away for a little bit and think about it, and then realize like, oh, this is really not that big of a deal in the moment. It felt like the biggest thing ever, but it's really not that deep. Like, it's just not.
Yeah.
And I think, some of you guys should do that not in the podcast, but some of these fools that used to watch the sneaker reviews should be doing that before you comment.
Yeah.
It's not that deep. It's not that big of a deal. Just take a couple deep breaths, my man. You're in the moment.
Yeah.
Just relax.
Yeah. Do
you really need to leave that comment?
Totally.
You know what I mean? Anything. We could apply that shit to anything in our lives. Do we really need to say that? Do we need to leave that comment? Do we need to fire off that tweet? Do we need to pick up the phone or send that vicious text? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A good point brought up by Joe Rogan when I was listening to him while I think he was interviewing Kevin Hart. He was like, do you think Michael Jordan leaves YouTube comments?
No.
He ain't got time.
Of course not.
You think JJ leaves YouTube comments? No. They're both the GOAT. The goats don't leave YouTube
comments.
Don't
leave YouTube comments.
The whole point
is Brady's leaving YouTube comments? Part of the GOAT club. You're in a very rare air.
Yeah. Rarefied air.
At the end of the day, you just need to learn how to use your time well, and just using it to hate on people isn't going to do anything but dig yourself into a deeper hole, a deeper grave that you're never going to get out of, and you're just going to die there.
Yeah. And we don't want that.
Yeah. We don't want that.
We don't want you dying there. I get it. I think there's a lot of we try to throw out lessons on this podcast.
Try to mix
it up. Hopefully you guys can take some things from that stuff. So moving into Sunday, you are unable to watch the game because is that on you?
No, well, a little bit. I made the decision. So Robin said, "Hey, babe, do you mind if we watch a movie?" Dude, she's been hitting me up for that for the last 2 weeks.
Just trying to watch a movie with you.
Just trying to spend some time and watch a movie. And I have been so into NBA playoffs. Like, it's my favorite time of the year. It really is, man. I love NBA playoffs. I'm that dude. Hockey's cool.
No, that's not even my point. My point is we have 2 Colorado teams in the playoffs.
Agree.
How much more do you need? I feel like how Thomas does it, it's perfect.
Yeah.
You watch your teams.
Yeah.
They're in the playoffs. They're in the cut. They're winning games. They're doing well. You don't necessarily have to watch those other games. And because of that, if you don't, that gives you more time with Robin.
JJ, I like your passion. I like your passion. But I'm going to tell you this. As much as anybody could hate, I love watching James Harden. He's essentially going to be the MVP. Again, I'm going to put it right now. He's going to get MVP over Giannis. Right now, I'm calling it right now. Do you want to put any money on it? You want to take Giannis?
No.
Okay.
No.
So,
Because I'm pretty sure we all agree with
yeah.
you.
So James Harden is going to be the MVP. So I like watching Harden. So I want to watch the Houston Rockets series. Okay. I liked watching Russell Westbrook. Even though he's cocky, even though he's a dick, he's hard to play with. He's going to get his points before Oklahoma City wins necessarily. I don't like his views. I don't like his mentality. I don't like how he plays necessarily or his views, but I like him as a player. He just makes basketball worth watching to me. I like Dollar Dame. I like watching these other teams and learning from them and learning what makes them good because they're eventually, like we see now, Denver Nuggets are going to play Portland tonight, right? It's game 1 of their series. So, yes, watching and supporting local teams is very, very important to me. But hockey's not that important to me. I don't know all the rules of hockey. I know back.
You don't necessarily need to.
I don't know how hockey works. I don't know what fucking icing is. I don't understand all this, but it's cool to watch. The puck moves fast. It's fast-paced. It's entertaining. I like it. Okay? I just don't know as much as hockey, as I do as the NBA. I don't know as much with hockey when it comes to, all the NFL stuff, man. I don't know all the players. And to me, that's important. Yeah. So I can let go of the Avs. And last night was a decision that I made because Robin's been hitting me up saying, babe, can we watch a movie? And I said, hell yeah. I get to choose, though. So that was kind of my stipulation.
Well, that makes sense that you're watching. That makes sense that you're watching more more NBA because you grew up on NBA.
Yeah,
Being
for
a
sure.
kid in Kansas, you were. That's what you were watching.
That's
you
all I
knew all
could
the
watch,
players. You knew all that. So you were up on NBA. So that makes total sense to me. I like both. I like all. But if my teams are in there, if I'm supporting the home squads. Those are my squads. Yeah. I'm in there. I'm watching. I would rather watch the Avalanche in a sport that I normally don't watch. I don't really tune into hockey until the playoffs.
Sure.
And then if the Avs are in, I'm tuned in more than normal. If they're not, I'm probably not tuned into the playoffs as much, but I'm still watching. But that's just not a sport I follow in the regular season as much. Mm-hmm. Not as novice as you to it. I know quite a bit, but I don't know enough. I'm not like the experts. I'm not Jeff Kirby. The guy's following his squad night after night. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Doesn't he work
Knows everything.
with the team, though?
I don't know. I think he does some technical producing or some kind of. I don't
Maybe
know if he works
maybe something in their
specifically with
office. Yeah, maybe something in the
Oh, yeah.
office.
I don't think
of
he's with that team, though. I think
sports
it's
organization?
Sports.
Yeah.
I think it's
And
sports.
shout
in
out to
general.
Jeff Kirby. I'm sorry you were on a flight because apparently if you saw his IG, you couldn't watch the game last night.
Oh, he had missed it, huh?
Yeah, so
Wow.
sorry,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, Kirby, you
But,
missed a great game.
We took
LOL.
You missed a great L, Kirby.
Take that L on the way out.
Yeah. So, anyways, the movie that I chose actually, I hit up Netflix, and I don't know if you've heard of it.
Turd Box, the Bird Box spinoff.
No.
Okay, just
no,
kidding.
No. No, I actually tuned into Rack's Complex edition. I literally watched all his shows last night.
Oh, really?
No, absolutely not.
Take that L on the way out.
No, I didn't, JJ. So we actually decided to watch, and by we, I mean I decided to watch The Dirt, which is the new Motley
Been
Crue.
wanting to see it.
Dude,
Worth it?
shall I give an analysis?
Yeah. Give me. Is it worth watching? First of all, would you say it's a good? Okay, just from a recommendation standpoint, let's start there.
Okay.
Worth watching. Do you think we should watch it?
It is entertaining. So from the entertainment standpoint, yes.
Okay. How is the acting in it?
The acting is decent.
Okay.
Here's what I would say. I've read the Motley Crue book that came out in 2001 that was associated with The Dirt, which is what this movie was supposed to be based on.
Yeah.
Now, this was produced by Jeff Tremaine, who did a lot of the Jackass stuff.
Yep.
So, in terms of cinematography, I'm not one of those guys. I'm not a movie producer. I don't make movies. I don't do any of that. I think the cinematography was light. I think what it did was it captured some of the most gory details of Motley Crue as from when they started to when they topped out. I think so from an entertainment perspective, it showed some of the biggest things that Motley Crue has been known for and has addressed over their long career. But without giving it away, the acting was good. MGK did a hell of a job playing Tommy Lee.
Yeah.
Pretty entertaining, pretty funny. But it was also really gory. Man, it really dug deep into Nikki Sixx's heroin addiction, which was cool.
That was
how
fucked up
because he actually died. He actually literally died in '87 and was
OD'd.
brought back by 2 shots of adrenaline. So
and then he did it again.
yeah, so it really
Did you watch the movie too?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, so it really showed a lot of light into that, which was cool. But in terms of how the movie was done, you look at all the critics. They said, they said the cinematography was off. They said this was off, and this, and the actors, and they just beat them
Off
up.
meaning not true
Like
to the story,
not,
or
like not good. Like they could have done better. Jeff Tremaine
Not
could have
good.
directed better. Cinematography could have been better. The actors could have been better because the guy who played Vince Neil, which I don't remember his name, didn't look at all like Vince Neil. But the guy who played Nikki Sixx, pretty close. MGK, they did a pretty good job turning him back into it, especially with his mannerisms. I was impressed with MGK and learning Tommy Lee's mannerisms. I think that's something that you're really good at, right? Remember when we played Wayne and Garth? Dude, the whole night you were Garth through and through. Mannerisms to look, to feel, had the drumsticks. Tommy Lee did a hell of a job with that, and I think you'll appreciate
MGK
that.
MGK
did a hell of a job with Tommy Lee.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'll really appreciate that.
Good.
But, dude, a lot of gratuitous nudity. Like, nudity on nudity, because obviously Motley Crue, girls. I mean, that's what they did. So they had a lot of crazy experiences, strip clubs, drugs, a lot of drugs,
a lot of cocaine.
But I mean, it was entertaining, and if you can go into it just wanting to be entertained, I think that's great.
Dude,
You'll have a good
it was
time.
weird when they started touring with Ozzy Osbourne. That dude was
something
else.
There's a great scene with Ozzy Osbourne in there. And
what year did the movie wrap up? Where did they finish?
That
was a big issue with the Queen movie and the Bohemian Rhapsody. People hated that it stopped there.
Yeah,
like they felt like there was so much more.
So where this one ended, and JJ, correct me if I'm wrong. I won't tell you the year necessarily, but it kind of ended around the time where Nikki Sixx got off the drugs, right? He went and apologized because Nikki Sixx actually was super, super fucked up during Tommy Lee's wedding to Heather Locklear. Super, super high on drugs, right?
High on heroin, I'm pretty sure.
Kind of the end of it, kind of shows Nikki Sixx literally coming to people, getting the band back together. Because Mick Mars, dude, he had degenerate bone disease. And he still does, obviously. So it shows a little bit of that. So, he had just got his hip replaced. Vince Neil had just lost his daughter to cancer, dude. Yeah. And so he was dealing with that, trying to get sober. Nikki Sixx
were all getting sober.
Yes, Nikki Sixx had made all his apologies and amends. And literally it shows him kind of getting the band back together. And then them walking up to the stage, shows them all, all their backs. And MGK had all Tommy Lee's tats, which was super sick. And the mannerisms was good. And it shows them kind of walking up on stage. And that's kind of how the movie ends. So as soon as they got the band back together after their first initial split. So I wouldn't know what year that was. Maybe like an 01, 02.
Okay.
Would be my guess. But very entertaining. And if you go into it that way, great. For me, a big music guy, I knew a lot and I'd already read the book. So there are details from the book that do mirror the movie and vice versa. But there's a lot of details, obviously, that couldn't be put into a movie that were in the book. There's even rape charges and rape allegations via Nikki Sixx switching places with Tommy Lee with a girl without her knowing. And that's in the book, but it's not in the movie. So they steered clear of a lot of things. But what I would say, I found it interesting in a world that we have now today with the Me Too movements and all of that stuff. Bringing a Motley Crue documentary out in 2019 seems a little aggressive and maybe risque is what I would say, because it does show in there MGK as Tommy Lee punching his fiance in the face. It does show a lot of
driving,
using women, drunk driving.
Dude, they were drunk driving and killed some dude.
So Vince Neil, and it's noted, he was drunk, obviously, and killed the drummer of Hanoi Rocks. I forget his name now, but it does show a lot of that, and I find it interesting, a very risky documentary to come out in 2019 because of Motley Crue.
What could resurface? What old stuff could come back up? And everyone's trying to get somebody of some old shit, which is crazy these days. And I'm not saying like people that did bad shit, they shouldn't be held accountable
or
for
not
it.
Pay for it,
right. But I also try to realize and be like, and try to look at the situation as a whole and be like, dude, it's a different time. Things were different. There was a lot of stuff in this country, whether we talk about 10 years ago, 100 years ago, 200 years ago, we evolve as people, we evolve as a country, we evolve as a people, as a whole, and things change and things get better, and maybe some stuff gets worse, but hopefully a lot of stuff gets better and a lot of stuff gets ironed out and a lot of stuff becomes more equal, and that's what we're kind of going for right now. And I feel like that's the position the country's in right now. But it is a very great point by you. It's a very scary time to bring out a documentary and bring light to something like that, because it's like, oh, hey, no one's talked about this in 30 years, but let's uncover it all. Let's scratch it up.
Let's talk about these rape allegations. Right. Let's talk about Tommy Lee never getting in trouble for punching a woman.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
it was that rock style lifestyle.
Right, exactly. It really was. And again, it's not to say that it's okay. It's not saying any of this shit's okay. But at the time, it was okay at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's even unfortunate to think about now.
Yeah.
A lot. I probably wasn't even alive, or I was very young at that point. So it was a different world than what I grew up in or live in now.
It's the same thing as weed now today, right? You know, you have so many people still in jail for these petty weed crimes, you know? And now all of a sudden, you can grow it in your home legally. You can, as long as you have your paperwork and your documentation and you have your red cards. I mean, things have changed. So what about these guys that are still rotting in jail for these petty weed crimes? It's like, do we go back and
it goes both ways, right? You think about, it can go both ways. It can go, hey, I don't think what they're doing was right, but at the same time, it was a completely different time. It was a totally different life. There was think about life before the internet. It was literally a different life. Then you think about life before cars. It was literally a different life. Horse and buggies, everything was different. Yes, you're human. Yes, it's life, but it's a totally different life than what you have now. So to be able to look now and cross your arms and be like, well, that is wrong. You can't. You were not in that. You didn't live in that time.
Who's to say?
You weren't in that era. You weren't in those shoes. You know what I mean? And it's vice versa. It's on the other end. Just because you got away with some shit or did some shit back then, you need to live in the time now. Doesn't mean you can continue to do that now.
Right.
Doesn't mean you can do the things that you got, even if you got away with them. Doesn't mean you can get away with that shit now. So those people need to evolve and live in the life that we are living now as well. So I think it can be both. You know what I mean?
It's an interesting perspective to think about, for sure. Yeah.
I didn't even think about that, dude. It's honestly a little bit scary. It's a little bit like, because I'm not trying to see more people get in trouble. Like, dude, I feel like every day my phone blows up with notifications about somebody else getting in some trouble, getting in some shit from back in the day or whatever. And it's like, man, people really just don't. And again, I'm not saying everything should just be swept under the rug. I'm saying it's just a different time. It was a different era. It was a different day and age. And if people think they can get away with today what they've got away with, they're mistaken. If people think someone should be crucified for something they did in the 60s, 70s, 80s, that's different. That's another conversation too. You know, and that's how I feel in it. That's kind of where I come out on it.
And that's why I find the movie interesting. I look at it from an entertainment perspective. I don't look at all these different how I'm gonna shit on it because the cinematography sucks or the actors weren't as good as they could have been or they didn't look like each other. I found it interesting for an entertainment segment, and then comparing then to what these guys were doing to it. Can bands do that today? Can bands get away with that now? And you only could, and I think that's what was so interesting about musicians back in the day is you didn't know, and it was glorified because you just knew private jets, private planes, women, drugs, they can get away with everything. And they can't these days. There's a lot of musicians that can't get away. Now, popularity, politics, those things can all be brought in, but could Motley Crue do exactly what they did and go through all the things they did today that they did starting from 87?
No way.
No.
Totally different world, different life, different everything, dude.
So,
Nothing is the. I mean, nothing is the same today as it was then.
And it's not cool, and it doesn't suck, but it's interesting to me. And
totally.
That's what I found. That's what I left with.
Good. I like
you
it.
should see it. It's like an hour and hour and a half ish.
Oh, short. Huh?
It's not terribly long, right, JJ?
No, it's not too bad.
I feel like that's a short movie by today's standards. I feel like everything creeps up over 150 to 2 hours.
Well, look at Endgame, 3 hours.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen it yet, so don't spoil it for me.
Well, the thing is
yeah,
that they
you know
me,
Mr.
3
Comic
hours.
Books.
They had to wrap it up somehow, so they're
because this is the
maximizing
end,
their time.
right? This is kind of.
I assume so.
Did you
but
see it,
I wouldn't
JJ?
be surprised.
Did you see it?
No.
No.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's Marvel.
Yeah.
Disney owns it. Like, of course they're gonna probably come out with something else. Plus, they also have some individual stories they still have to put out there.
Well, and they've already recorded so many, or they've already done contracts for like 10 years out, for all of these new movies. So, I mean, it's.
I don't know how many cameos they have, but they have insane amount of cameos of Stan Lee.
They've already
for
recorded,
for random pieces in
before
movies.
he died,
so
right?
like,
Because he just died. Was it last year?
Yep.
So he's already been recorded in all these different cameos because that's what he's known
So
for.
they need to use those cameos, or they're just gonna sit there and rot.
Right.
So.
nerdy geeky shit. What about yours?
Don't leave any comments about it because Dal hasn't seen it. I don't
How'd your
even
Sunday
know
go?
the first thing about it.
How did the rest of your Sunday go?
It was cool. I just chilled.
Did you?
Yeah, just chilled. Got a bunch of shit done. It was nothing. It was chill. Super uneventful.
Did you said you were going to upload or download a lot of your stuff from your hard drive of your laptop onto your like a time capsule?
No, it's all wireless. There's a time capsule that I have from Apple that needs to be plugged in, and then it wirelessly backs up your Mac shit.
Dope.
I need to see if that thing works.
Yeah.
Because I plugged it in, and the light is just flashing. And so I need to take it to Apple and see if they can fix it because it won't
firmware flash or something.
Something I don't know. Ever since the fire, it does not. It won't. Yeah, it won't
computer?
connect. Like it won't.
Interesting.
I don't know. So I don't know what that does for the data that's already on it. I don't know what. I can't get anything off. So I got to figure out the time capsule situation to back all that shit up. What was the story on Sneakercon? There was a couple things I wanted to say. Finish out the. Or to hit on Sneakercon, I forgot to say.
The Toronto Raptors get up.
Oh my gosh.
The champion. And it wasn't. Yeah. Go ahead.
Dal.
Yeah.
All right.
You messed up, dog.
All right. Dal
this
has
entire weekend. Come on.
We know Dal got the Raptors short. I mean the Magic shorts, right? The Orlando Magic shorts. He wore them in the last cast. Wore them in the thumbnail with the Royals. There was this guy, super cool guy from the Springs, actually, Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
His son's like into sneakers and streetwear. This man literally looked like Dal in 20, 30 years. I hope we have the vlog footage, JJ.
Blockbuster T-shirt.
Dude, he had the old school Blockbuster polo, like the workers' polo.
All
it was
he
navy
needed
blue.
was a name
It had a
tag.
yellow collar. It had the Blockbuster video logo on it.
Yep.
All he needed was a name tag that said, "Be kind, please rewind," on the right side, and he would have been golden, dude. And he was wearing them with the Laney dunks.
Was it the Laney
Or
dunks?
Laney, yeah, it was the dunks or Jordan 1s. I think it was.
I think they were the dunks.
Yeah.
Laney dunks.
He's wearing it with the Laneys, dude. Super sick fit, which I honestly am jealous of because I have the Dornbecker Freestyle dunks.
Yeah.
And those would go perfect with that polo.
I'll get you a Blockbuster shirt.
I need the Blockbuster polo.
All right. Noted.
I need Please Be Kind, Please Rewind as well. That thing's. But anyway, he was rocking that. He had a vintage. He had a vintage champion. Toronto Raptors set basketball shorts and jersey matching. Jersey was, remind me,
Damon Stoudemire.
Stoudemire.
Not even Amari Stoudemire, which everybody knows. Damon Stoudemire had a very, very quick career in Toronto. I believe he was there. He might have even been drafted by Toronto. So 94 to maybe 98 or 95 to 98. You might check my facts on that. But Damon Stoudemire, man, I think he was a point guard, if I'm correct on that. So and he had the two-piece champion jersey and shorts set.
Dude.
You know, this guy probably could have taxed you $200, $250.
I think that's what they were asking for initially was two.
And then I walked up to him and, we told him about the Most Underrated podcast, whatnot. We were just chopping up with him. He's like, dog, $150, take it from me now.
And?
Dude, I had a hard time.
Which just kills me because I was telling you, I was like, Dal, you're like, well, I already got the Raptors shorts.
Yeah.
I just kind of want the jersey. He didn't want to split them up, which makes sense.
Yeah, and I didn't want to split it up. I would have taken both as well if I was going to.
But, dude, $150? You didn't cop any other sneaks at the show.
None.
You could have dropped $150, had the jersey and the shorts, and then turned around and probably sold your shorts for, let's say somewhere between $50 to $75 on eBay.
60 easy.
Yeah. And then you could have got that whole set for, let's call it $100.
Let's call it 100, 110. Yeah.
Dude, what are you doing? No, not 100, 110. We're calling it 100 or maybe less.
100.
You just said 60.
Because if I can get 60,
That's
that
90.
puts you at 90. Yep.
Dude. And for the whole set, and you didn't do it. Why?
I didn't do it.
Why?
What's
the reasoning?
So my biggest reason, number one, was I don't want to sell the Raptor shorts that I just got.
Why?
Because they're Mitchell and Ness and they're super sick.
Those are champion and they're vintage and they're super sick.
I needed both.
Well, then you could have had both and you could have paid one.
But I chose not to, and the reason why ultimately was the shorts would have fit perfect. They were extra large, and back in the day, in the 90s, extra large means they're a medium.
Yeah, right.
Let's be honest, okay?
2XL's a medium.
Yeah, correct. So the XL is a medium at that time with that gear, but the jersey was a size 48, and I needed a 44. So the jersey would have been just a little bit big, but I put a hoodie underneath it. I do all that stuff in the winter, so I'm not wearing both at the same time, looking like I'm 7. Okay,
right?
In kindergarten here, but it was a little big, and I didn't have to have it.
Here's the thing about Damon. I don't even know if you know this about Damon.
Hit me with Damon.
He only played for the Raptors from 96 to 98. So he only played there
2
years.
I thought it was 3, so it was 2. Okay.
He only played there 2 years.
Was he drafted by the Raptors?
Yeah.
Good.
That's
I
when
got
he
that
came-
right.
That's when he came in the league in
Okay.
90,
Was
96.
it a point guard?
Yes.
Nice.
Point
I'm
guard.
2 for 3. Let's give it up.
Left or right-handed?
Left.
Left. He is left.
Nice.
What's his middle names?
I don't. Now you're getting crazy.
Mighty Mouse or Little Flying Mouse? They're both names. I don't know why.
Both legit.
I think Little Flying Mouse was probably when he was younger.
Okay.
And then he grew into Mighty Mouse as an
gotcha.
adult probably. But yeah, dude. There
Yeah.
you go. Some info on Stoudemire. So that would have been, dude, that jersey was only produced 2 years.
Yeah.
That would have been a great piece. What are
I
you
know.
doing?
And it was champion.
I know.
I love Champion.
And it was the champion shorts with the matching champion jersey.
Yeah, it was the extra
Could've got
large
the whole
that fit
set
like.
for 1/5 and probably went and flipped it to Slob Rob for 2/5.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
No, he would have bought it for 110, and then he would have flipped it for 280.
Right.
That's what would happen.
True. Yeah. So that's the first story. Number 2, the other thing I'm really upset that we didn't get to at SneakerCon
What's that?
was there was a haircutting booth.
I know.
There was a little haircutting thing, and I wanted Dal. Oh,
Dude, there was a
I needed
kid
this.
there
I
who had a
needed this.
better mullet than you did.
I needed to see you. I wanted vlog footage. I wanted to interview you sitting in the barber chair while you were getting the mullet cut in, while wearing the Neff shades. And we just couldn't get to it.
No.
We didn't have the time. That would have been the most fire footage. It would have been. I really wanted it.
That would have been great.
The other thing. So that's really the last 2 things I wanted to bring up. I mean, actually, there may be some other shit I forgot as the show goes on. But
those were our 2 biggest
yeah,
opportunities.
dude, that was such an opportunity with the haircut. That would have been such fire content.
And I did. I brought the Neff shades, man, from Brian the Philly Plug, man. I did.
Okay, so you say you've been following NBA a little bit more.
Yeah.
What do you?
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in only on the Nuggets. I haven't caught a ton of playoff. I didn't even catch the Rockets Golden State yesterday.
Oh, I did.
I was running around doing shit.
Because that was early.
Yeah.
So I was
Dude,
able
that's
to-
why I didn't catch it. I was like, what is going on? So I was trying to get all my running around done
Yeah.
so I could be home by 5:30 for the Avs.
Don't worry. I was getting all my yard work in.
Right, so you could watch a movie. Tight.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So Rockets Golden State. Did you see that last night?
I did.
What are your thoughts on the
The fouls
Yeah.
or the lack of foul calling,
all
or
the
was
bitching
it
that's
fair?
going on? I mean, they've called that. Do you know what the issue is? The landing space.
Yeah.
If you didn't catch the game yesterday, that was kind of the whole issue.
Yeah.
Was the landing space. James Harden was not getting calls.
Yeah.
And Klay Thompson did it. Draymond Green did it. They were right up in his grill,
Yep.
and they weren't giving him room to land.
Correct.
That has
And
been called all year.
Yep. And, well, that is an NBA official rule that the player who is shooting, the offensive player, has to be given the room
To land. Okay.
That is an official rule.
Yep.
That being said, yes, I think they're foul. So Harden gets a lot of calls, right? Curry gets a lot of calls. These people who are getting a lot of foul calls throughout the season, I think they're getting more calls than what they should have. Yesterday, however, there was 3 instances where Harden did not get the call that he should have to have enough space for landing.
Yeah.
I do agree
And you're
with
saying
that.
he should have gotten those calls based off of how they officiated it the rest of the season. Not necessarily should have got them because they were so egregious fouls.
Right.
They should have got them because the way the game has been called the entire year.
They need to be consistent.
Right. And
They
that's
weren't
the-
consistent last night, and so that's one problem. The other problem was he didn't have the proper landing space. I would say at least 2 of those 3 that they're in question. The third, it could be whatever. It could be argued, but I don't think the NBA. I think the lack of consistency is my problem with it.
Well, I think we saw that in the NFL playoffs. There was a lot of that. And I
Yeah.
think that was more due to them throwing together all-star crews for
Yeah.
the playoffs instead
Sure.
of crews that have worked together the whole year. We saw obviously the biggest missed call of the year, the Rams-Saints playoff game, non-call pass interference, which changed the rule. This situation, I don't know if this is all-star crews or anything, but it seems like the same thing. They're switching it up when they get to the playoffs. Just ref the game, fellas. It's like you're overthinking it. You've been doing it this way. Everything's been fine. And now it's like they're overthinking it when they get to the playoffs. If you had any shot to beat the Golden State Warriors at home and steal a game in this playoff series in the second round, it was last night.
Dude.
Golden State turned the ball over 20 times. You had Klay and Steph coming off ankle injuries.
Yep.
If there was going to be a night to win, it was last night.
Dude, for either
Especially
team,
to steal.
I would say for either team, whoever
Rockets
won
are at
this,
home. I mean, Warriors are at home though. They should have won that game.
No, but still, for whoever won this game, stole this game because they both had equal opportunity. Nobody was better than the other. dude, as a matter of fact, I mean, they started off really shitty. I think the game started off really shitty.
For both teams or
for
Golden
both
State?
teams.
Okay.
So whoever won this game stole that game because it was definitely so evenly matched of bullshit that either one could have taken it. So I think Golden State stole this. I really do.
Did you have your YouTube TV fired up while you're out in the yard, or how did you?
I was listening to some of it with so when I was working in the yard, I had the AirPods on, so I was listening to it, and then the rest of it, the other half, I was watching. So first half in the yard, second half kind of in and out, more watching. So here's what I would say about the game. So we can compare it to last year. We can compare it to see what the comparison is last year versus this year. All I got to say is Kevin Durant is on fire. This guy cannot miss. This guy is single-handedly winning both series so far, if you ask me. He won it against the Clippers for the Golden State Warriors, and now he continued to do that yesterday. So against the Clippers, this fool averaged 35 points per game while shooting almost 57% from the field, dude, and then 40% beyond the arc. In Game 6, scoring a playoff high of 50 points, hitting 15 of 26 from the field. Dude, this guy is unstoppable right now. Nobody can figure out how to guard Kevin Durant. And if Houston, obviously, I'm trying to think. They had their edge is defense. The Rockets have been the second best defensive team since the All-Star break, allowing 105.3 points per 100 possessions. So if Houston can lock down Kevin Durant, I think they have a very, very good chance. But I think PJ Tucker is going to have to step up, dude, his defensive game, because he's been one of the staples with the defensive side. I don't really know what to expect with this series.
He had 4 steals yesterday, but he didn't have any points, and he didn't have any block shots or anything like that.
Nothing.
So he was getting in on D, but I didn't see the game. I was just looking at kind of the box score.
Yeah.
So I caught little pieces here and there, but again, out and about trying to get my shit done. Yeah. What do you think about the Bucks? Were you surprised with the way the Bucks got blown by the Celtics at home, by the way,
right
in Milwaukee?
I wasn't shocked on that, but I was a little surprised. Giannis.
I was surprised they got blown the way they did. I thought it would be a little bit
at home. I thought it'd be a little bit closer. Giannis only had 22 points. Kyrie Irving scored a game high of 26. But stealing Game 1 home court advantage from Milwaukee like that, Milwaukee got embarrassed. That's what I would say. Boston jumped out to an early lead. Milwaukee kind of came back in the second quarter, but the Celtics came out hot in the second half and had control the whole entire game. So, good for the Celtics, man, because the Celtics arguably were one of the worst teams going into the All-Star break, dude. In the East, they just couldn't get it together. They couldn't figure out the right players to put in the right time. Was Gordon Howard going to be a starter? Does he need to come off the bench? Dude, they had so many. Is Kyrie Irving out? Is he already leaving to New York? Halfway into the season. Yep. So, I think Boston is definitely peaking at the right time. Dude, Jaylen Brown looks good. Jason Tatum looks good. Kyrie is man. Kyrie's looking dope. And if he can keep that up, man, I think they got something. Horford, dude, old man Horford, looking good on the offensive side and the defensive side. So really impressed with him yesterday. But I think the story really was Kyrie and Brown yesterday. I think they were the ones that had the good games yesterday. But Giannis better step up, dog. He better step up. 22 points isn't going to be enough, man. I'm trying to think Middleton. If Middleton and Giannis can both have a great game, I think they could have some success, but they're going to have to shut down.
Nuggets Game 7, Saturday night.
Yeah.
Did you see that one?
I did.
We left Sneakercon.
Mm-hmm.
We went to the crib. I was excited because I thought the game tipped off at 7:30. I thought we were going to be late and miss. It didn't tip off till 8.
8 is great.
And so it was actually like 8:15.
Yeah.
Which was awesome.
Yeah.
What did you catch the whole game?
I did. Well, yeah, for the most part. I mean, I was obviously recapping some stuff with Robin. Made sure to have dinner with her.
Stressing out at all? Nuggets were up big, dude.
Yeah,
they were up big in the game. It was in control, and then all of a sudden at the end, I was getting stressed out. I was like, "What are we doing here, fellas?
Yeah,
what are we doing, Pepsi Center?
Yeah,
what's going on
at
here?
home? Why are we giving this up? What's going on?
Got it down to 6. I was starting to get really, really worried.
Let's talk about the potential of the foul that Greg Popovich was supposedly yelling from the sideline. The team didn't respond to it. What do you think?
He didn't get the call. His team didn't hear. Pepsi Center was way too loud.
Yeah.
He said in the press conference, I was yelling to foul. Yeah. Aldridge said, I didn't hear him. I made the mistake. And they even asked, did you lose track of time? What was kind of the deal there? And he's like, I just lost it, made the mistake.
Right.
So I don't know, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
He just didn't foul him. No one was really, but you know what I thought was awesome? I want to give a lot of credit to San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
It was a hard-fought series. There wasn't a ton of cheap shots. There wasn't a ton of dirty plays. There wasn't a ton of bad blood or animosity or anything like that during the series itself. But what there was a ton of respect at the end.
Yeah.
When they left the court, I loved how they came over, dapped up Mike Malone, dapped up I was about to say George Karl, dapped up the Nuggets coaching staff, dapped up all the Nugs. I thought that was the respect that was shown there by the Spurs was so first class, dude. On their floor in Denver, they just beat you in Game 7, and all those dudes,
all the emotions
big players,
are
bro,
super heightened right there.
Yep. Patty Mills, Aldridge, DeMar DeRozan, everybody, all the big-time players. There might have been some players who just went straight to the locker room, but from what I saw on the TV coverage, it looked like everybody came over, dapped up the Nuggets players, good series, good. Dude, the respect shown and the class that takes, because I know how it feels to not only lose, but I know how it feels to lose emotionally, and I am not good at it.
You're sour grapes.
That just showed me. That meant so much to me.
Shout outs to a well-coached Popovich team.
Right.
That's what you get.
Right.
Respect.
Dude, the fact that to get beat the way they did in such a close game, the emotion of it all, going home, the fact that they were able to put all that aside, show some humility and show some class, and dap the Nuggets up and give them props and wish them good luck in the next round was incredible. I loved that. It's not something that I've seen a ton of, especially in the NBA, especially after a hard-fought Game 7, especially after you see it more in hockey. Hockey, there's a lot of respect. Those guys they're fighting on the ice. There's blood on the ice. They're toe-to-toe-to-toe. But then after the game, they line up and they shake hands and they go through the line and you touch everyone and you talk to everyone and they show so much respect and class. And that's what I do love about the NHL, and that's what I love about hockey. But seeing that in the NBA was great. I thought the Spurs, shout out to the Spurs for that, man.
Yeah, for sure.
That was really something that I enjoyed seeing. Moving on to tonight's game.
Mm-hmm.
What do you feel? Where do you feel that's going to be? I don't want to spend a ton of time because it'll be over by the time people hear this. But opening game, Nuggets Trailblazers. We're opening up tonight at Pepsi. What do you got there?
Well, I think this is a great matchup. It's a scary matchup.
Especially the way Dame Dollar's been playing, dude.
Well, so let's start this way. The Blazers and the Nuggets met 4 times during the season. Denver picked up 3 of those 4 victories, but each one of those matchups was literally decided by single digits. And then 2 of Portland's losses were by 3 or fewer points. So the matchup is great. The matchup is intense, and it could go either way, and it went either way very, very close, obviously, so during the regular season. That being said, if we're looking at who's peaking at this moment, you got to watch out for Dame. He is
right.
He's that dude.
Yeah.
He's that dude. We heard it from his trainer. We heard it directly from Dame's mouth. He's coming after people. He's coming for blood.
What about this, though?
Bad shot.
That's a bad shot.
I don't care what anybody says. That's a bad shot.
The story will tell.
But
What about that? What about him taking bad shots?
He had nothing to lose. That's all I got to say.
I think it's going to be an awesome series. Yeah. I think Portland's good, but I do think the Nuggets match up better.
Yeah.
Against Portland than they actually did in the last round against the Spurs. I think the Spurs was a tougher matchup.
Yeah.
I think Portland might have trouble handling the Nuggets offensively.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be a good series. I think the Nuggets come out on top. I know Portland's good. I know everyone's on Portland's dick. I get it.
Yeah.
They looked good in the last round too. Nuggets had to go all the way to a Game 7. Portland didn't.
Yeah. If the Nuggets can't get their 3-point situation figured out, I'm concerned.
Who do you got tonight?
I do have Denver. I do have Denver with the momentum. I think Portland's had too long of a break, and I think it's going to take them too long to get into it. And with the high-profile offense that I'm expecting the Nuggets to bring, and obviously the 3-point is going to be I think the 3-point shot is going to be the tonight's decider. I really do.
Way to get your shit together, NBA. As far as from the Nuggets standpoint, anyway.
Yeah.
You played Saturday. We're playing Monday. I love it. Don't make them wait.
Yeah.
And you know what forced their hand on this shit? the playoff schedule for the Avs.
Totally.
Dude, you've got playoff games at Pepsi Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night. 4 of the 5 nights this week, you've got playoff action down at the Can Pepsi Center. You got the Nuggets Monday night, Avs Tuesday night, Nuggets back on Wednesday night, Avs Thursday night. Then you got the Nuggets again Friday night, but we go to Portland. So it's going to be a heavy playoff week if you're a Colorado sports fan. If you're not, I don't know who your team is, but go cheer for them. If they're on the bench, I apologize.
Yeah. I'm taking the week off this week.
You what?
I'm taking the week off.
I would too.
I'm taking the week off.
I think, yeah, I'm excited for tonight. Oh, I was going to make you a bet on tonight, but you're on the Nuggets too. I owe you some bread. Let's use that to transition into NFL draft really quickly, and then we'll jump into sneakers and finish up with YouTube comments here. The bets from the weekend. Let me find JJ. What was okay? I lost on I lost 20. I lost $20 on the Nuggets game.
Nuggets and Spurs.
Lost 20 on that one. What was that? That was Thursday night.
Yeah. Yep.
Thought the Nuggets were going to win.
Yeah.
Poop their pants.
Yep. So I actually took money from you. I took money from
Yes,
JR.
I know.
And
I still owe you money.
the Stringer.
I just don't have Venmo on my new iPhone.
Oh, I don't have Venmo on my iPhone either. That's how I don't even have any. I don't have cash either.
Oh, is that how we do this?
Yeah, that's how we do it. I don't have it either. That's crazy.
JJ, you had multiple days to prep for this.
That's all right. I remember my first time going to the ATM, JJ. You ever used a debit card? You get money out of the ATM?
I come ready, JJ.
I actually did lose my debit card.
Hey, JJ, by the way, you had a $20 slice of pizza. Was it pretty good?
Yeah, I appreciate it, dog.
All right. Anyways, give me the. So I lost the Spurs bet.
Yep. So that was 20.
There's 20. I lost the. What was the draft bet? Washington Redskins taking Dwayne Haskins.
Yep.
Went ahead and lost 5 there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Then what was the? Do we have how many more bets? Do we have just 3?
Just one more.
And then
which
the other
would
one
be
was
the last person.
Mr. Irrelevant.
Mr. Irrelevant. Do you know what do you have? What do I have?
He had punter and
defense,
and you had offense.
And it was an offensive. It was a tight end.
Yes.
And I don't remember the name.
So I win that one.
You won that one.
So all I owe you is 20.
20.
So because the 5s washed.
That's it. Because the 5s were a push.
The 5s were a
because
wash.
You won one, I won one.
Perfect. That makes me feel a little better. I only lost a little Jackson there. No big deal.
Not bad.
I thought it was worse. I thought I was losing a 20 plus a tenner.
Not bad.
Were you locked in on the draft? Did you see who Mr. Irrelevant was live, or did you just go look it up?
No, I just went and looked it up.
I was like, damn, this fool was in the mode. He had the draft on the speakers out in the yard while he was fertilizing.
In the speakeasies.
But draft kicked off Thursday night. Mm-hmm. No surprise, Kyler Murray taking number 1. We knew that was going to be the case. Yeah. If I was in Vegas, I would have made so much money. I would have bet I would have just bet the house. I don't care if I had to put up. We said it was stupid. I think it was like $3,500 to win 100 on Kyler Murray. Jeez. So I would have had to put up $7,000 to win $200 to be able to take my lady out for a nice dinner. I'd have to risk $7,000.
Wow!
But it would have been worth it because you would have won anyway. Number 2. Nick Bosa. I was actually more sure about Nick Bosa than I was Kyler Murray.
Really?
And I think it was only minus 900 that he'd be taken there. It was like 900 or a G. So not too bad. You put up a G to win 100.
A little bit easier to make.
A little bit better rather than 3,500.
Yeah.
So those no surprise. Broncos trading out of number 10.
Mm-hmm.
What do you actually no? Before we get there, Quinnen Williams, same thing. We knew he was going to get taken there.
Yeah.
Raiders. That was the first one where everyone kind of scratched their head.
Dude.
Cleveland Williams. What's Cleveland Farrell? Sorry, Williams.
They're still scratching their head, I think.
Is it Cleveland or Cleland? I've heard both.
I don't know how to pronounce it. I just know how it's spelled.
Okay. So anyway, we'll just call him Farrell.
McClellan.
Cleveland.
McLovin.
McClellan. And then you got Devin White at 5. Not a surprise. Then the other head scratcher, which the Giants are just getting roasted for. Dave Gettleman's getting killed over Daniel Jones.
The most questionable draft pick in the draft this year, correct?
Not only questionable from the standpoint of when is this guy actually going to be able to play, and can he play? When's he going to see the field? But questionable from the point of at 6. Why would you not trade back and get this guy at 26?
Yeah.
There was not a risk of this guy being taken probably in the first round
at all.
So
it's a quarterback from Duke. This guy would have sat.
Right. He played all the huge powerhouses over there with Wake Forest and freaking you know what I mean? Like who's he playing? So that's the whole knock on them. And it looked to me like they wanted to get another Eli, which Daniel Jones looks like another Eli. He was coached by the same coach as Eli.
Physically looks like it.
Dude, really
goody two shoes.
Yeah, not super overly confident, not overly loud, very humble, very I don't know. Yeah, he just reminds me of Eli. I can see why they went that way. You got 2 Super Bowls out of Eli. You went they went with Daniel Jones. It doesn't make sense to me, but that's what they were going for. It's clear they were going for another Eli Manning. What about so the Broncos trade out of 10. Pittsburgh Steelers come in, take Devin Bush. Now, what I heard all along, Broncos didn't like Devin Bush. They were a little bit low on his height. They thought he was a little bit short at the linebacker position. They weren't high on him. They went out of Devin Bush. Steelers come in and get a steal there. Then moving down the line, I don't really see anything that jumps out at me as a surprise. Obviously, Dwayne Haskins going to the Redskins at 15. I think the Redskins had one of the better drafts, which is surprising. Yeah. They have not been good in the draft.
They needed it. They needed it.
They had a really good draft. I liked what they did there.
Oh, real quick, when you talk about Dwayne Haskins, did you see how pissed he was?
Going to the Redskins?
No, not about going to the Redskins necessarily, because that's pretty close to his home.
Okay.
So he alluded,
that's why
he alluded to that, but he was pissed of how late he went in the draft.
Oh.
You know, he was like, so now he's like, now I got a chip on my shoulder. That's exactly what he said. Now I'm playing closer to home. I got a chip on my shoulder. He believed that he should have went sooner than 17, or with the Redskins pick. He's pissed.
Well, I think it's.
What do you think about that?
I think anyone's gonna feel that way. Anyone's gonna say that. Anyone's gonna feel like they should have been taken higher.
Sure.
I don't think. Do I think that's gonna make him an NFL superstar? No. I'm on the fence with him. Yeah. I think he could be great. From what he's saying all the right things. But then when you look at his tape at Ohio State, it's good, but it's not overly impressive. It looks like he's more playing against it looks like there's a lot of tape, kind of similar to the Michigan game. There's a lot of receivers running wide open. He threw 52 touchdowns. I think the guy's not a slouch, but I don't think he played the toughest of competition in the Big Ten. I don't think he played the toughest secondaries. It's not like he was going against the SEC every weekend. It's not like he was having to fit it into tight windows. So for me, jury's still out. I don't think the guy is going to be an NFL superstar. I don't think he's going to be a bust. I need to see some things first, though.
Right.
I need to see some things. Plus, what weapons does he have over there in Washington?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who are they giving him to work with?
What, Jamison Crowder?
Oh my God, I'm dead. The fact that and then your face when you said it. Oh Jesus, you asshole.
I think Drew Lock might have a better showing than Dwayne Haskins.
Dude, let's talk about that. Did you see that shit coming? Broncos get Noah Fant in round 1, and you know what? Initially, I've come around a little bit.
Yeah.
On Noah Fant, initially, people were asking me on Twitter, "What do you think of the pick? What do you think of the pick?" And I was like, I didn't love it.
Too early. You're still digesting.
I didn't love it because I thought it was a panic move.
Yeah.
I thought they were going for, who was the dude that got taken Garrett Bradbury, the center that went to the Vikings.
Yep.
I thought for sure, hey, we're going to get a legit center. This is the guy we want to get. 2 picks before 20. He's taken at 18, goes to the Vikings. I'm like, this is the worst. Mm-hmm. And so in my mind, because I always think I'm right, which I'm not, I'm like, oh, the Broncos are screwed. They're scrambling now. This is not what they wanted. They reached. They took Noah Fant out of a panic move, out of a reach. Well, what I'm seeing now is Garrett Bradbury was never on their board. He was never a guy that they wanted. Mm-hmm. Neither was Devin Bush.
Right.
So it makes me look like, oh, all right, these guys knew what they were doing. They know it's not necessarily knew what they were doing, but they have their they were going a totally different direction than what I thought. So at that point, I kind of circled back, looked at Fant's tape. He's definitely the more athletic of the 2 tight ends that were taken out of Iowa in the first round. Hawkinson went at 8 to Detroit. Yeah. Noah Fant went to 20 at the Broncos. Mm-hmm. He's a lot more athletic than Hawkinson, in my opinion, and he can stretch the field, but he's not as good as a blocker. Sure. That's your issue.
That's exactly right.
The run blocking.
Dude, he's a speed demon.
Yeah.
Dude,
Julius Thomas. I see him as another Julius Thomas. Remember how big Julius Thomas was when Peyton Manning was here? I look at now, same thing. He couldn't block for shit. Shannon Sharp famously said, the guy couldn't block a paper bag or whatever. So the pick there at 20, I like it.
Yeah.
No fan. I came around. I'm happy with it now. After I looked at the tape, after I see what they want to do, and after I saw and thought about how much Joe Flacco uses the tight end. I mean, the guy made Owen Daniels a household name, for Christ's sake.
Sure.
This guy, what's the dude, Max, whatever his name is over there in Baltimore, became a fantasy guy for a while just because he throws to the tight end so much. Is it Max Williams? Max something or other.
Yeah.
But he uses the tight end, so I think it's going to be good for Joe Flacco there. Then they come back day 2, 2nd round, and they draft Dalton Reisner with the 9th pick in the 2nd round. Then they trade back in, and they get Drew Lock at the 10th pick in the second round. Woo! Unbelievable. Woo! Not something I was expecting.
Yeah.
Not something I was initially super happy about. Kind of, again, still coming around to it. I wasn't super high on Drew Lock. I know he has elite level arm talent, but his tape, when you look at the guy on tape, he doesn't jump off the screen. And that's also partly because of the weapons he has at Missouri.
Sure.
He didn't have a ton of weapons there. It wasn't like he had a bunch to work with. So the tape isn't really great, but I think it's the upside that you're looking for with Drew Lock. And then that's what the Broncos were going for. This is now a position where they got a guy. Now, if you would have taken Drew Lock at 10, which was a lot of people, rumored and said the Broncos liked him at 10, that would have been a big mistake because now you're looking at Flacco and he's sitting there like, what the hell? And you got him sitting in the background. And as soon as Joe Flacco has a bad few games, a couple bad games, the fan base is clamoring for Drew Lock.
Drew.
Once you take Drew at 42 or 3, whatever it was.
Yeah, something like that.
Once you take him at number 10 in the second round, which would be 42, if I can do math. Once you take him there at 42, now you've taken that pressure off Drew Lock. You've taken that pressure off Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
There's, okay, we got a guy. He's waiting in the wings. He's a 2 to 3 year project. We're going with Flacco for the next 2 to 3 years. If Flacco starts dominating, who's to say it doesn't turn into a situation like they do with Tom Brady multiple times now, where you've had a Ryan Mallett sitting behind and had to deal him away because his contract came up because you thought Brady was going to be done, but he wasn't done. Then you had a Jimmy Garoppolo sitting there, contract up. Thought Brady was going to be done, isn't done still. So I'm not to say Joe Flacco's Tom Brady, but who's to say that he doesn't come here, love this system, thrive in what Scangarello's doing, really work out with the tight end situation. Jake Butt comes back from injury. You got double tights with Noah Fant, Jake Butt on the other side. Who's to say all this stuff doesn't work out for Joe Flacco and the Broncos, and they don't even see Drew Lock within the next 3-4 years? Because Joe Flacco came here on a 3-year deal.
Yeah. I thought it was a 2-year.
I think he signed through 2021.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah, it's 3-year deal. Now, we could say Drew Lock starting 2021 by Joe Flacco in his 3rd year of his deal.
Sure.
Because we're giving him some guaranteed money. We probably won't have that much dead money there at the end of the year. So that could be an option, possibility. But also it could be a possibility where he just lights it up and it's like, hey, we want to, in Flacco's going into his final season, the Broncos are like, hey, we want to extend him another 2 or another 3. He's going to play until he's 39. You know what I mean? 38, 39. He's firing. Never know. But I love the pick of Drew Lock that late. I hated it early, love it late. How do you feel?
I feel the same exact way. I think we drafted him at the perfect time. I love the idea of seeing Drew Lock sit behind somebody as big in pressured games as Joe Flacco. I can't think of a better just person to mentor Drew Lock. And I see Joe Flacco having about a year to a year and a half, maybe even 2 years of pretty good success here in Denver. I really do, man, with that system that you just spoke on. Dude, I like it. And I love that tight end dude coming out of Iowa, man. He is so fast. I think he is so dynamic. Damn guy reminds me of his running back almost with his speed. He is incredible, man. So I really like what the Broncos did. Elway had a lot of pressure. He always does on his draft, and it seems to always kind of screw up the draft just a little bit. And I think this was a pretty successful draft. I like the trade up. I like trade downs. I like what we did. And Drew Lock, we were patient, and I think he's the second best quarterback out of this draft.
Other than who?
Other than Murray.
I think Murray's the best, though.
If Murray can find a system that works for him and the way he's dynamic, he's short. But I see him as a little bit of Russell Wilson-esque in him. I am worried about his size, his hand size, and his height, but we'll see what he can do.
What do you think about the Dalton Reisner pick up there? Do you know much about him?
I don't know much about him.
All right, so he's an offensive tackle, and he's a local kid, dude. He went to Eaton High School.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, dude. He's like a farm corn-fed farm boy.
Because I remember seeing all the stuff. Hey, Denver, I'm back home. And this stuff. Yeah,
that's why he went to K-State. Stayed close. He can play. This is what's dope about him. He can not only play offensive tackle, but he can play either right or left guard, and he can play center. So a lot of people speculated, maybe we got him to play center, because that's who I thought they were in need of a center, dog.
Sure.
I think we have the guy we have playing center right now is not a natural center.
Right.
So I don't know what they want to do. Elway was asked in the press conference afterwards, what are you going to do? Are you going to put him at tackle, center, guard? And he said guard. I don't take that for what it is. It's early, it's April. So once we get into all the rest of the OTAs and rookie mini camps, then you're going to probably see settle in.
See that change.
But I think, I'm not positive if they drafted him as a replacement for Garrett Bowles, if they're going to kick Bowles to the curb. Bowles hasn't been doing good. I don't think Bowles is a bust yet. A lot of people are out on Garrett Bowles. I think get Mike Munchak in here, best offensive line coach in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Get him in here. I mean, the guy had a head coach. He was a head coach, for Christ's sake.
Right.
You know, now we bring him in as our O-line coach. I feel like he can turn Garrett Bowles around.
I sure hope so.
I think so.
Garrett Bowles needs some damn discipline.
I like the Reisner pick as well. What about the trade of Josh Rosen to the Dolphins? What do you see there? I think he went from a bad situation to an equally bad situation. It sucks for Josh Rosen. I feel bad for the guy.
Yeah.
Number 1 pick. They didn't give him any help in Arizona. He had no O-line in Arizona. Then Arizona totally bails on him the next year. They get a new head coach. They say bye to him. They trade him to Miami. Miami is a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
I was reading an article the other day. Who was it? Somebody was down in Miami. And it was someone that is well respected. Gosh, why can't I remember who it was? But they were talking to Adam Gase, the head coach of the Miami Dolphins, before he got fired and went to the Jets. And then his eyes got all crazy with the taco meme.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That was tight.
So before all that, Adam Gase coaching the Miami Dolphins. And there was someone, oh man, I forgot who it was. Mike Ditka is popping in my mind, but it wasn't Ditka. It was someone like that, though. Someone that knows the NFL, has seen a lot of shit. Mm-hmm. It was someone like that. It wasn't Ditka, but he went down and he told Adam Gase after the practice, Jay Cutler was down there with his shoes untied, throwing around. Everyone's messing around. Mm-hmm. Owners are out there in suits talking to players, politicking about brand deals, talking about God knows what. And he goes, it was the most shocking thing I'd seen. I went up to Adam Gase and I said, this is by far the worst NFL practice I've ever seen in my life. And Adam Gase said, I know. I know,
what?
Dude. What is that? And then he gets hired for the Jets job. The Jets, I was like, damn, did the Jets see that before? Gosh, I wish I could remember who it was, but they said it was the worst practice I've ever seen. And what that comes down to, I don't think that's all Adam Gase's fault. I think it's the culture in Miami. I think it's the multiple ownerships that are going on. It's kind of split between different people, and the majority owner says he has the say, but doesn't really have the say. And he's, again, out on the field in his suit, worried about brand deals, talking with Jarvis Landry. Nobody's practicing. And this was, again, a couple years ago.
Sure.
And maybe it was Gase's first year there when Cutler was there, whatever. And he's like, dude, this is the worst practice I've ever seen. And I think now with Josh Rosen going down to Miami, it's just adding to that. It's like, how is he going to be able to get pulled out of there?
Right.
The one opportunity they may have is the Christian Wilkins draft pick. Do you remember that guy out of Clemson? Do you remember him after the national championship game? Big smile, crying, a lot of emotions, very good talker, he's like a big, I don't even want to do his accent because I'll mess it up, but he's like a big teddy bear type dude, and he's just so charismatic, super in your face with charisma. Drafting him at 13, I believe it was, to Miami, that guy could be a culture changer, and I'm hoping he is, just for them, for the organization. I mean, Zach Thomas. I have a Zach Thomas. Well, I had. We got messed up, but I had a Zach Thomas jersey. One of the best linebackers in the NFL history. Played for the Miami Dolphins. Share the same name. I love to see that. I love to see that organization good, and it sucks that they are the way they are over there.
Yeah.
But which is
not good.
Not good.
Below not good.
But yeah, I mean, highlights from the draft. There's probably a little bit more. Do you have anything you wanted to hit on more out of the draft? Do you have any? I'm not really big on throwing out draft grades for teams before guys play. Yeah. I know that's the hot thing. A lot of people, my draft grades. I don't really like grading people before I see them on the field.
Yeah, the only grade I like is in fantasy football.
Hey.
And then I like to beat the hell out of it.
Yeah, I always get I get like a D- every year.
Do you?
And from Yahoo, yeah.
I get somewhere between a B- and like a C.
My drafts are terrible every year.
Yeah.
Every year. But guess who's in the ship? Your boy.
This guy.
Nah, not every
year. Dude, I was in 2 ships out of 3 ships out of 6 this year. So half.
50%.
Pretty good about it.
All right, let's move into sneakers
though,
really quick, and then we'll close out on comments.
50% though is usually what, a D in school? I don't know.
Oh, geez, dude, you're failing. Yeah.
Below not good.
Yeah, well, definitely.
Below not good.
All right, sneakers and fashion. What do you want to start?
Go ahead. Do you have some shit we want to look at, or?
Yeah, man, I got. So I finally got the Supreme car,
which we were trying to get early that day.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, I was like, damn, I thought Dow was going to hit me up after you did the IKEA appointment with Robin. Now I know what happened.
Yeah.
That's why
But I did hit you up, remember?
Yeah.
I told you it was going a little long.
Yeah,
blah, blah,
you
blah.
let me know later on. Yeah.
I set expectations.
I know.
Because if I didn't with Robin, she'd smack me.
It was good. But so we got the Supreme car. Comes with the toy hauler. Still want to shoot some content with that. I probably owe you some money for that. half, or if we were going half on it or whatever. I know you're sad because you have to open it up.
I know I don't want to open it
because we're
up.
going to shoot content. Maybe we shouldn't shoot content then. Maybe we should just leave it. Should we shoot this content? Is this content really worth it, or would you rather just keep it in the package?
I think it's worth it if we can make it sick. I'm good with it.
What if we can't make it sick?
Then I
can't
can't put it back in the package.
All right, so here's what we had to do: build out the whole track,
Yeah.
and then decide whether it's sick enough
Yeah.
if we want to open it.
We could buy a separate car and run it
Yeah.
and see how sick it is, and then put the Supreme car on there.
All right, that's what we're gonna have to do.
All right.
So you got this. Did you get this? You got this before SneakerCon.
I did.
Someone else had one of these at SneakerCon. That,
I didn't see many of them at SneakerCon.
No, I didn't see a
which
ton.
is pretty sick.
But I saw someone give one of them to another person. I don't remember who it was though.
Like,
by
give
our
it-
booth, yeah. Just gave it. Like, here you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know Leo was trying to collect as many as possible, so
Leo
Oh, yeah.
Buds.
Shout out to Leo Buds. Hooked us up with this. He got us the plug on this one, right?
Yeah, he did.
yep.
Full finds all kinds of shit.
Yeah, and JR and Leo Buds came through, man, on the plug. We had it that night. It was about 8:30, 9 o'clock when I had to go drive across town to go get it. But I got it. They are men, real men of their words. So I appreciate you.
So we got the Supreme car. What is dropping this week that you're most interested in?
Supreme wise?
Sneaker wise. I know Supreme shit's
Sneaker-wise.
not out yet.
Ooh, man.
Let's go that direction.
There are a few things. So actually, let's talk about any recent cops this weekend.
Okay.
So we didn't cop anything at SneakerCon. There were a couple bigger drops. Did you cop anything online?
No.
Because you had the analog
Yep.
700s.
Yep.
You were out. I was out as well. Fear of God.
I missed out on everything.
Okay, gotcha.
Didn't
So-
even try. My morning was so slammed.
Was it? So obviously, I tried to get the Fear of God raids on the sneakers app. Pending, sold out.
Damn.
Took the L.
Yep.
So and then I was like, well, let me go ahead and try to get these moccasin joints just for shits and giggles. They were already sold out. I'm like, how are these?
The
How are these-
ponytails?
Yeah, the ponytail
Oh,
joints.
jeez.
How are these moccasins sold out? Because I was like, well, I need to get some consolation shoe, and that was good. I was cool. It would be fun to look at it. Now, do I want to own it necessarily? No, but it'd be cool to look at on the cast because I'd like to see it in person. Let's talk about this structure. Let's talk about this. I just wanted to look at it. So obviously, I couldn't get that as a second prize because it was already sold out. And then
Were you sad?
Yeah, a little bit. Then the homie hit me up and sent me a link through. Actually, I don't even want to say it on the cast.
Okay.
It might be my secret link.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you need a secret link, you hit me up. Okay. I don't want to give. I don't want to give away the sauce.
A secret link for what?
For a boutique.
I know, but
And I say
is this for a
boutique, not
specific
boutique.
shoe, or is this for what
Yeah.
are we?
So it's
If you need a secret link for anything, hit me up.
Yeah.
If you're looking for organic milk, hit me up.
Hit me up.
I got a secret link.
you don't want to pay $8 for a gallon of milk in Hawaii? Hit me up.
What's the link for? What is the secret link for? It's an actual store.
Yeah, so it's not a secret link. It's just to a store. And these guys they're out of the Midwest, and they tend to have some of these hyped sneakers because they release it at a little bit later than Sneakers does. They release stuff between anywhere from 9:30 to 11
Okay.
on that same day. So sometimes I can go here as a secondary, and the homie sent me, hey, man, I found him. Go grab him here. So I was able to grab and secure the ponytail moccasins.
Nice.
Fear of God size 10.
Nice.
So we should have those this week, just to look at. I don't know if I'll keep them. I do kind of want to do an on foot, but obviously to sell them, I won't let the shoe touch the ground. But I'm curious just to kind of explore the technology. That's all. I just want to see what the upper feels like.
Technology?
Yeah. Because
Is there any?
well, I mean, look at
There's technology.
look
guy.
at your Zoom Air in
There's
there.
some tech.
You know, I mean, there's some tech in
Look
there.
at the Zoom Air guy.
Look at the strap on that. You know, look at the ponytail on that shoe.
That's just a strap.
Boots with the fur. This has got the boots with the ponytail.
You got the Applebaum jeans.
Okay.
He said the strap on.
the strap on.
Not good.
Pause. Not good.
I
But
know.
that was my only cop this weekend. Like we said, we didn't really cop any shoes at SneakerCon. That being said, this week you have two super huge releases. Number one, Travis Scott's are coming out and doing a more general release this week. They were coming out the 3rd of this week, which is pretty sick. Where are you at with that?
Yeesh.
Can you get them? Will you get them? Will you try?
I saw multiple pairs of those on at SneakerCon.
Yeah.
The Travis Scotts. Here's what I'm thinking.
What are you thinking?
I don't hate the shoe.
Okay.
I just don't love the shoe enough to keep it for what it sells for, right?
Sure.
if I get the shoe and resale drops quite a bit,
Yeah.
I might keep the shoe. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna gauge it based off of what is it worth.
Sure.
I'm gonna probably, if I get that shoe, I'm gonna sit on that shoe. If it's not worth that much, maybe see where it goes.
Yeah.
But if I want to wear it one day, I wouldn't be opposed to I wouldn't be against wearing the shoe.
Yeah.
But what it comes down to for me is like, how much do I love that shoe? How much am I going to enjoy wearing that shoe versus what the shoe's worth?
Sure.
What's worth more to me?
Sure.
I'm never a guy that's like, I'll hang on to everything to resell it if it has value, because I may like some shit, and want to wear it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what it's worth. But that's not always the case, you know. There's going to be stuff that I cop sometimes that's just worth too much, and I don't love the shoe enough to wear it.
This doesn't seem like
what
a
the
shoe.
worth is.
This doesn't seem like a shoe that you would wear. The neutrality of the shoe, the brown / olive tone that shoe has, that does not scream TTF.
Right.
Okay, it does not. Okay, the stash pocket, maybe, but then it's not big enough to hold your vape pen.
Right.
So it's like, is this shoe really for you? That being said, I'd love to have it just for the collection. I'm a more neutral colorway, so I might even wear that. I love it with the pink laces. I think it looks pretty fire to me. And having the stash pocket, I just like hidden things, secret things. That's, again, tech stuff that really isn't technology necessarily. It's just cool to me.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think with this more general release? What does this do to resale? If we're seeing resale between, $1,100 and $1,500, right? Is that a pretty good gauge? Dead stock obviously closer to 15.
How many pairs you think it's still going to be pretty limited?
That's what I don't know.
That's what's hard to gauge. That's why it's hard for me.
I don't really know, but I think resale falls under 1,000, but I don't know how much. I really don't, because I don't know the quantity of this shoe. But I believe after this release, it's probably going to fall. If I had to forecast, and maybe I can be wrong, if I had to forecast it, I see it between $650 and $800.
Oh, that's where it falls.
Yeah, after
which is a lot of money for a shoe. $160 shoe.
Yeah,
it's a lot of money.
I think you sell it.
Right.
I think you got to sell it.
What about sitting? Where do you think it climbs?
I think it can climb back up to 1,000 this time next year. Yeah, over 1,000.
Right.
Easy.
So if you can sit on it, sit on it. But I mean, even then, you're gonna sit on it for a year for $200 more if it's at $800. You know what I mean?
Yeah, probably not.
But it might be like one of those shoes. I don't know what's gonna be like the Witherspoons. Again, that's just a shoe that was just like,
right.
There's just no end in sight for the resale price, as far as the climb goes.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's gonna be this style. But yeah, it would be. Again, I don't know. I want to see it in hand, man. I want to see what it's all about.
Maybe Travis Scott screws up next year and gets dropped for Nike. And then all of a sudden,
Ooh.
there's no more shoes going to be, collabed with him and Nike. Again, that changes the whole scope, just kind of like the whole Sean Witherspoon thing. But that being said, real quick, I missed one. There is the new Adidas Y3 Runner. So obviously the 4D in white. The downfall is I think hype is dying a little bit on 4D, just because it's kind of expensive. You're seeing 4D stuff sit.
Everything I've seen from people is that it's not that comfortable. Like, it's okay. It's like, all right, you put it on, it's kind of like cool, but it's not like it's even close to Boost. It's not even close to like some of the other comfort we're getting.
I have 3 pairs.
Right.
It's not even close.
And I think that's the big issue for people is it's like, well, I know that's what it is for me.
Yeah.
If I'm paying for a shoe that looks like that, that's going to be insanely hard to style already.
Yep.
It's going to be very, very outfit specific.
Yeah.
Got to wear it with specific shit to make it look good. I just can't pay that much to be able to have to do that much work to the shoe to make it look good, and then to have to deal with the lack of comfort.
Right.
That's where I come out on it.
Retail on most 4D shoes, as long as it's not like a collab or anything crazy, is usually right around that $250, $300, $350 at most.
Yeah.
This Y3 that you're seeing right here, the retail on that is $600.
Oh, man.
Dog.
Oh, dude.
Like, really? I see that one going under retail pretty fast, pretty easy.
I see it going, and 300 is under retail. 350 is under retail. 400 is under retail.
$600 retail for that dog. So obviously I'm out on that, but for you 4D heads that have to have it, because I know there's a lot of homies that I follow and that follow me on Twitter, they're 4D heads. Good luck. I mean, should be easy to acquire, but 600? Yeah, not for me.
Well,
biggest release, arguably one of them of the year, is finally this weekend. This Saturday, you've got the Air Jordan 4 OG Bred 2019. Nike Air on that ass. We already have them. They're great. You wore them all day SneakerCon. What do you feel? How do you feel about them?
I feel good. I mean, they didn't hurt my feet.
How's the creasing?
They felt good. There was a little bit of creasing on the right shoe. The left shoe was okay.
Was it on the inside, the medial side, or the outside?
Inside.
Inside, medial side.
Inside
Yep.
on the right shoe, kind of creased a little bit. Big toe.
Okay.
Not terrible.
Yeah.
I got home, popped the shoe trees in them. They're fine.
True to size for sure.
Yeah, for me, I mean,
You're
I'm
a hard 12.
You know, we talked about that on Saturday.
We did.
Dude, you're the hardest 12. Like,
waiting for our Uber.
I'm a serious 12. I don't mess around.
Yeah,
So,
doubt.
you know, it just is what it is.
So yeah, I mean, so Foot Locker app is open right now. You and I are both on that, so we have the 10-minute head start there. I think it's gonna be cool. So I just put my pair that I did the size swap over Sneakercon. I wore my pair yesterday, so I just had to put it on foot again. The sneaker that got me started, sneaker got me in the game. So I've already wore mine, and I just love this shoe so much. I'd love to have one just on ice. So I will be picking up a second pair just because of that nostalgia for me.
Okay.
So.
All right, man. Yeah, that works.
That's kind of where I'm at with releases. We don't know much on Supreme yet. We'll know a little bit more.
Nothing
JJ
has
might have
changed.
nothing
I saw something about maybe a possible North Face collab, but that's
coming out.
about
Maybe
it.
Okay.
I don't want to say shit and it not be it. So
For sure.
we'll find out tomorrow. Just look at our story, and I'll have it up tomorrow.
We'll
so.
update you on the story.
Fire.
You heard it from the GOAT. So that's really all I have from sneakers and fashion. Right? We have the Hot Wheels, which is cool, man. I'm super happy to have that. Hopefully, we can get you some cool content from that and with that. But Travis Scott's breads and U4D heads. Good luck with that. Hopefully your mommy can afford 600 because I know I can. Good luck.
All right, man. Let's jump into YouTube comments here to wrap up the show. Let's start it off. This is really, really funny. People are really starting to take offense to the thumbs down on here, which is cool.
Yeah.
You know, like here, we'll start out with the first comment. The Monday midsole, 3 minutes old and a thumbs down. Shaking my head. Someone's mom should have swallowed them. Bam, fire.
Wow.
Coming out with the heat, bro.
Monday midsole. Thanks, bro.
It is what it is, dude. I mean, he got a lot of love for that. He got a ton of likes on that one.
Nice.
Saint Skinner, same
I
thing.
would imagine.
Saint Skinner, really a thumbs down 2 minutes after the video is posted. You know you're doing something right with those kind of haters.
Yeah.
And then GoldenEye comments, man, the hate must be super strong. Bet it's the same bitch boy who's too scared to comment now. That's funny. Mike the Man also chiming in on that. This bitch is such a pussy. Wish he'd show up again so we can roast his ass and send him out of his basement crying to his thought of a mama. Ooh.
Wow.
Bars. So yeah, people are, it is what it is. We got 2 thumbs down on the video. Yeah, whatever. Days 365. Yo, you got that, Dow. They say it both ways. No shade, bro. LOL. Dope made it on the podcast though. Keep up the good work. Great podcast, guys. Appreciate you, dog. So he was talking about the black cements from the last episode.
Yeah.
He was talking about you calling them black cements.
That's what's up.
Dirty DJ up next. Dow, I'm the same. Want the raids because I'm a big fan of the old Nike raids. Had my order canceled for the raids, but hit the mock ponytails for shits and giggles. Another great cast, fellas. Can't wait for the SneakerCon footage.
Dude, this guy sounds
as
like
you, Dow.
this guy sounds like he and I could be best friends.
Right?
All right.
You guys did the same shit.
Coming in the cut. We had to get the ponytails.
The ponytail joints.
Love 'em.
So funny. The homie Greg Brinker up next. The biggest sporting event in a decade is coming up. Out of this list of classic sports broadcasters, who do you want calling it? Jim Ross. Here we go. Jim Ross. You know Jim Ross?
Yep.
Good old JR.
Yeah.
WBE. Dick Vitale, Chris Berman, Harry Carey, Mike Tirico, Gus Johnson, RIP, Bob Costas, Marv Albert, or Joe Buck.
That's tough. For me, because, okay, yeah, it's easy for me. And I don't think he's the best out of this list by any stretch, but nostalgia, where I grew up from, NBA, Marv Albert.
Gosh, it's so hard for
I
me.
got to go Marv.
When he says the biggest sporting event, if it's just, I need specifics, dog,
Yeah.
because if it's,
Yeah, I was about to say, like,
Oh,
what are
man.
you talking
Yeah,
about?
Right.
if it's basketball, I got to go Marv. Of any sort of basketball, it's Marv for me.
What
But that
about
could
NFL?
change. That could change on NFL. I don't want
How about-
Marv.
Okay, how about this? Who would you pick for NBA and NFL?
he left off the list, the guy I would go NFL, it'd be Al Michaels. I love Al Michaels.
Same.
Hands down.
Same.
That's my guy, dude. Al's
And
the
the
greatest.
fact that he's still doing it and still doing it well,
right.
he makes Sunday Night Football. I mean, it is. That's a staple.
So-
It's the best produced show. It's the best commentating. It's
That's what I'm saying. So specifically, if it's football, I'm going to Al Michaels. Baseball, I love Joe Buck.
Joe Buck
I
for
love
sure.
Joe Buck doing the playoffs.
I don't
love what
mind
Joe
Ernie.
Buck does.
I don't mind Ernie. doing baseball.
Yeah.
When he was doing baseball back in the day. But
Yep.
I would say Joe Buck trumps Ernie for me in baseball.
Dude, yeah, just a sport. It would be so weird for me to hear JR calling basketball.
Yeah, no
or
doubt.
JR calling, because I
Especially-
have JR burned in my mind.
Yeah.
Oh, business is about to pick up.
Yeah.
We got a slobber knocker down here in Tennessee tonight. Just that shit from JR. Like, that's how I picture JR. Business is about to pick up. That damn Stone Cold, that rattlesnake came in. I just picture him with wrestling. I can't hear him doing anything else. And I feel bad pigeonholing people like that, but I don't know. He said, for me, it's Chris Berman. His voice is seared into my brain permanently from watching SportsCenter on repeat all day in the 90s, LOL.
Doritos.
The Raiders.
Doritos.
Rumbling, stumbling, bumbling.
Yeah.
I love the...
How about the whoop?
What? What? Yeah.
Yo, hold up.
What up?
You found your case?
Oh, this is... we're going to get to that in a second. Actually, it's the next comment up. Funny. All right, here we go. Next up, on the GoldenEye. GoldenEye's up next. Damn, franchise. Sorry, bro. I have no idea that clip could have ripped off. My wife's and mine are still good. I even tugged on the strap last night on mine to see if it would come loose.
Dang.
If you're okay with trying out another one, I can send you a new AirPod case and I'll check the strap before shipping it. Glad Dow was able to swoop in and hook you up with a replacement charging case. Okay, so check it out. Here's the story about that. Yes, it busted off. The homie JR came through from the re-up and brought me a new one on Saturday. I think he just picked this up. There was a few people maybe selling them or making them at Sneakercon, whatever. Mm-hmm. So he picked this up for me. Same thing, dog. I'm tugging on the back of this one, and it feels good. Now, no shade to JR. Obviously, JR didn't make this. Someone else at Sneakercon did. The one you gave me was way better quality. There was no ripples on it. There was no, like, you can see the spacing there in the material as it's cut around there.
The spacing is not good.
Not good.
But the thought is good.
Yeah.
The case works for now. It's fine. I am a little bit suspect of keeping it on the
Belt.
The belt.
I would be
I
too.
honestly don't think I don't think it was your fault or the case's fault, GoldenEye. I think it was the fact that I used it every single day. I don't think there was a day, JJ, every day I'm in here, huh?
Yeah.
I don't think there was a day that I did not
You always
use this
had
shit.
your lighter and that AirPod case.
Yeah. I mean, and I think some days I left the lighter at home because I was rocking chains instead, But, dude, there was never a day I left this at home unless I forgot it. And that was like maybe 2 or 3 days. So I think that's the problem, dog. I think I wore it too much and just wore it out. Mm-hmm. And this would probably do the same shit. It feels really sturdy now.
Yeah.
Because it's brand new. But I think over time, and that's something I got to be a little bit conscious about. But also, it could have just caught on my seatbelt when I was getting out of the car. Because me walking through a store, me being at the grocery store where I noticed I lost it, doesn't feel like, I feel like if it popped off while I'm in the grocery store, I would have heard that thing skipping down the aisle. I would have kicked it. You know what I mean? Something would have happened. I feel like it happened with a seatbelt or it got caught on something and it didn't fall far or it didn't go, it didn't fall all the way to the ground because I would have heard it.
Right.
I'm thinking, unless I had my AirPods in and I was listening to a show and not paying it. I don't know, man. It's the mystery. But yeah, shout out to the homie JR. He felt bad, so he laced me with another one. Dude, if you want to send another one through, I'll even send you money for it, dog. I don't need you to be buying me all kinds of shit. But yeah, I would like to have another one. I really liked the other one. I loved the quality of it. And you can't have enough. Like if I'm going to be using it, I'm going to be using it. So it would be nice to have a little, that's what I should do is have a little rotation. Maybe I should just get like 5 of these different brands and shit and just have a nice little rotate.
Maybe you make it a little tougher or more tough with a little bit of super glue. Maybe you
more
get one.
Tougher? I think it's tougher.
Are you tough? Are you tough enough?
Wait, what'd you say? My headphones cut out.
So
Do I make another one with
break
what?
it off?
Yeah, no, maybe you just go in there and kind of do some proactive gluing. Maybe you stick a little bit of super glue in there on maybe some of the less sturdy areas on your new piece. I don't know. Maybe there's something you can do proactively.
I don't know. Check it out. While I'm reading the next comment, or I'm finishing up this comment, I don't know what you could do to make it more sturdy other than like another line of stitching or something. But either way, he finishes up here, or he continues along. Excited to see what you guys do or have in store at Sneakercon. I'm sorry. Excited to see what you guys have in store with the Supreme Hot Wheels car. Didn't say anything about Sneakercon. I don't know where that came from. My headphones came out and I totally distracted myself. I got to take that gunshot and I got to take the L.
Take that L on the way out.
It looked like Sneakercon was amazing from the IG stories. Can't wait to see the actual footage. Seeing the cast can be mobile and set up in a different location successfully is very exciting. Hopefully we'll be able to see you guys at more venues in the future. Definitely, we talked about the Raiders, the draft, coming to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Being out there in Vegas next year for 2020. I would love to be out there.
Sick.
I don't know if there's going to be a Radio Row set up, but if there is, I want us to be there. I want us to be on Radio Row with all the other shows, just like they do for the Super Bowl. I want to be out there at the Super Bowl next year. We need to get our, that's what we need to do, man. We need to get our credentials for the Super Bowl next year. And I bet you that starts like this summer or early in the year, dude,
Yeah.
like September. We need to start emailing fools and get our credentials for Super Bowl so we can be out there next year.
Yeah.
Because that would be hot fire.
Oh, that'd be molting
Dylon, hot fire.
lava.
He finishes up here. JJ, you may not be the GOAT yet, but you still rock.
I appreciate it, man.
Some people are lucky to even have one big homie / mentor in their life to learn from, and you're blessed with 2. Hope you can take full advantage. Looking forward to hearing about everything that went down this weekend on next week's cast. Bam! Golden Eye, appreciate you, dog. Even gave
Means a
JJ.
lot, man.
Even
Means
gave
a
the
lot.
stringer.
I won't take this opportunity for granted for sure.
Dope. WTC Warriors up next. Sassy JJ is the best. Screaming into the mic? Love it.
I'm glad you do. I know these guys probably want to choke me out for it, but yeah.
Oh, come on, guy. All right. Whoops. Shut up. Got a little too crazy with the music. The homie Daniel's up next. Yo, TTF. Nothing makes me laugh more than a Dumb and Dumber reference. Kick his ass, Seabass. I should have pulled that. I'm watching the Bruins trying to go up on Columbus right now. What do you know about the first EA Sports hockey game, NHLPA circa 94? Going around the net to get to the goalie stuck and running up the score like Bo Jackson in Tecmo Bowl. Oh, bro. I don't know if it was, I don't remember what the game was called, but I had an early NHL game for Game Gear. Oh, dude, I used to be, right around the back of the net, come out in front. The goalie would get stuck kind of up against the post, and then you could just, bam, top shelf where Mama hides the cookies every time, bro.
day.
Bam, bam, bam. So, I missed that shit. I love that. That's great memories right there. He continues along. I scored the Fear of God air raids on the Nike Sneakers app today. Pretty pumped to see in hand. Not sure if I'll resell or go after the V2 Pirate Blacks that come out in June. Keep up the good work, gentlemen. You're the most anticipated podcast these days for sure.
Dang. The most anticipated podcast. Your words, not mine.
Oh,
Today,
shit.
man.
Shit.
Today, man.
Today, man. He's hitting me with my shit.
Today,
You
man.
see that thing on my story about the Jim Beam? Where it's like
Oh,
the
I
most
did,
whatever
yeah.
whiskey,
Dude,
their words, not
and
ours.
then, of course, I saw the damn commercial like 800 times
Yep,
after that.
Right. So funny.
Jeez.
So funny. People hit me up like, they're not jacking your marketing. I've heard that before. I was like, it was just a joke, dog.
Yeah.
It was just an absolute joke. Yeah, I think I'm egotistical enough to think Jim Beam, the marketing people at Jim Beam are watching my YouTube channel and jacking my stuff. Come on, guys. Fucking joke. The third eye next up. What up, fools? 3 minutes in and I'm pissing myself. Mining for gold.
Oh, yeah.
Suck and cut. JJ all fired up. Strong cast.
I forgot about all that.
Dying.
Yeah.
Dying.
That whole convo, yes.
Oh, look at this. Great meeting you guys from Quana. Our Lyft driver, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Or was it Uber? Uber driver.
Uber driver.
Quana. Thank you for coming through.
Yeah.
Shout out to Quana for she waited out front for us. She hooked us up. She showed us how to not have to wait for multiple Ubers and waste more time.
Put
So that
us
was
up
cool.
on Uber game.
Exactly. Next up, the homie Carlos. There's a couple Carlos that comment in here. So this is Carlos period. The other
Okay.
one is not Carlos period. So that's how I'm going to
So is
differentiate
this
them.
the new Carlos?
No, this guy, he was first, I think.
Oh, was he?
Carlos period was first. PD Pablo, have I got a story for you guys? When I was 12, I was at Taco Bell and a yellow Hummer limo pulled up outside. Out comes PD Pablo, literally swinging his shirt around his head, getting out of the limo.
Like a helicopter?
Like a helicopter,
What?
bro. Walks in and buys tacos for everybody in the store. Random as hell, but also something I'll never forget. Another great cast, guys. Can't wait to see the Hot Wheels vids. Oh, shit. People are interested in the Hot Wheels vids. We got to do it
gotta
now.
do it.
We got to do it now. Screw you're keeping it.
We're on DS
I'm
now.
ripping that shit open
on
right
DS
on the
cast.
Oh, funny. The Monday midsole back. TQ West Side. Oh my gosh, he's bringing back the TQ West Side thing. You ever heard this song? TQ West Side, LOL franchise, but they made that for every city, even the ones on the East Coast. So that's what's funny about that is it was a song called West Side, and it was TQ. Oh, dude, I got to play you a little piece of this. Dallas, you know this, bro.
I probably do know this.
Let me play you a little piece. This is the Denver remix. We're probably gonna get killed on copyright.
This is going out.
Oh, this does sound right. Yeah.
Oh, dude, this was
Denver, baby.
Denver, baby.
yeah.
Boss player.
Oh, yeah, I know this.
This
one,
is my shit. And they made one for every city. I gotta go look up all the cities. The funniest thing about this song, I'll leave it here in the background, but I was just a young boy. Yeah. All right, anyway, man, what's funny about this song is all the lyrics are about him growing up in California, growing up in Compton, Ice Cube, Eazy-E. So all the verses are from the original song. On ours, at least, I don't know, Monday Midsole, maybe you could fill me in on the other versions. But in ours, the only thing he changed is the chorus right here. Denver, where you at? Throw your doves in the air and wave them like you just don't care. 5 points to low dough, what you know? All day, every day, any damn day. Take a look around. We got the whole world locked down. So all that shit, take a look around. We got the whole world locked down. Yeah. All that's standard.
Yeah.
It's only the 5 points. Denver, what you know? 5 points to low dough. All that shit is the floaties at the liquor store. So this is all standard.
Yeah.
This is all standard practice. But then he went and back and did a version, like on a chorus. He took a little piece for, I guess, every different
city.
Which is weird because it makes no sense because you're listening to it and he's talking about Compton in the verse and he's talking about Cali. And then he's talking, Midsole said he did one for the East Coast. That would really be weird.
I got to hear that one.
All right, anyway, man, I gotta stop this. I'm going to be singing along with the song the whole show. But that's so funny. TQ West Side. It's funny that he knows that. I'm glad we were able to bring it back. Let me give my man Monday Midsole some shots, dude. Bam. Monday Midsole's always rocking with us. Jay Nasty up next. Mother effing number 62. Congrats, you fools. Dow, been crazy bitty getting my ass handed to me in my sessions, but it's all good. Gift is packaged, and I'm sending out today. Okay, so he's sending you a gift, but he's saying he's been getting his ass handled in his sessions, which he's going to counseling, it sounds like?
Yes, he is.
Damn, homie Jay Nasty.
He's a good man. He's DM'd me a few things, man. Just thanking us for what we do and inspiring him. But you know what, man? This guy, hey, he's making his own choices, and he's making his own way, and I can appreciate that, man. So keep up the good work, Jay Nasty, man. It's a lot of work, dude. It's a lot of trials and tribulations, but finding out, communicating, find out where you want to be, and be what you want to be. I'm proud of you, bro.
You just sound like a military commercial.
TQ on the west side. Hit me up.
JJ, make sure to remind TTF and Dow that Springsteen's nickname is actually the boss.
Yeah.
Get you some respect, young man. Come on, this guy doesn't think I know about the boss.
Yeah, come on, man. We went above and beyond the boss. Motherfucker's called the GOAT, for God's sakes.
You say the boss over here, and JJ's going to say Rick Ross. He don't know about Steen.
He don't know about Steen.
Even though his nickname's Steen, he don't know about Steen.
He doesn't know about the American flag and the ass and the pants on the album. He doesn't know about that.
He finishes
What
up.
are you talking about?
See?
With JJ, great job. You should be proud of how much you've grown since day one. Keep up the good work. TTF, I'm down to bet anything. Happens to be one of my vices, just like this bomb-ass podcast. You want any Brewer or Bucks action? Just say the word. Damn. I need to brush up on some Brewers and Bucks. Maybe next time they play the Rocks, maybe we'll do a little Brewers Rocks series.
I would definitely take some Bucks with them.
Even though the Brewers knocked us out of the playoffs last year with your Pete Davidson-ass superstar-looking motherfucker over there.
Yeah.
Well, what's his name? Yelich. Christian Yelich.
Christian. Yeah.
It's funny. All right, Mike the Man up next. I went mining for gold once. Not my proudest moment. in quotes. Dow, you owe me a new computer monitor and keyboard now because I literally laughed so hard I spit out my milk and completely destroyed my shit.
Wow.
Oh, boys, this cast was lit. I loved the last episode. I thought that episode was so fun.
Yeah.
I think you can really tell, dog, that on our Thursday episodes, that's what this should be.
Yeah.
We don't have to go to jobs. We don't have anything to do after. We get to strictly create content.
Yeah.
I think it's you can really tell that that's what we want to do. We're like extreme. It's like we're a kid waking up on Saturday morning when we do the cast on Thursdays.
We're all ready to quit our regular jobs on Thursdays. Every Thursday comes around, we're like, we're out of here. This is it. We got content. We got to do this. We got to do that.
Oh shit! It's so funny. Cloud Pump up next. This is a new commenter. Thank you for coming through, my guy. Fan from Canada here. Came for the sneaker talk and got a really good take on the NHL playoffs, plus some references to old NHL video games. Love the podcast and keep it up. Dope, man. And I'm really actually happy since you're from Canada and you liked our hockey talk.
I'm glad it's up to your standards.
I'm glad we're not getting flamed by no pun intended. We just flamed Calgary. Anyway, appreciate you, Cloud Pump. Thanks for coming through. Lace Gods TV up next. Underrated gang. Love this podcast. Yo, franchise beard game strong. Yes, sir. Hell yeah. That's you were new too. Thank you for coming through, man. Appreciate you. All the new people coming through, man. A lot of people listening on other platforms, and they come through on YouTube just to comment, to be involved in the show. So thank you guys for doing that. Also, we had a couple subscribers at the event that came up to us and were like, man, 2 hours was a little bit much for me. Oh, you know who it was? The homie Jumpman Chris, or is it Jumperman Chris? He's got a YouTube channel, dope channel. He actually came up to us and was like, yo, I've been rocking with you since the old vlogs, since the house fire shit. Love what you guys are doing now with the podcast. I actually listen on iTunes now because I used to try to watch on YouTube and I just couldn't consume all of it at one time. Yeah. And I was like, that's awesome that you found it on iTunes, because now you realize you don't have to watch it all at once. For everyone that wants to watch it all at once, do you. You know, that's fine. But for the people that feel like they have to but don't have the time, you can consume it in pieces on iTunes, on Spotify, whatever. Just pick up where you left off every time. And I promise you, it's easy to do. It'll make your week better. You'll learn some shit. So shout out to Jumperman Chris for coming through our booth, showing us love at Sneakercon. Check out his YouTube channel. I think he's up above us. I think he's like 45K.
Yeah, he's
somewhere around there.
Yeah, good traction.
So he's doing good there. That's really all for the YouTube comments here today. Anything more you guys have before we close out the show? We're about out of time here.
Real quick, I want to show something that I had made up for Sneakercon. I've got a few left, so if anybody's interested, hit me up, DM me. I think they turned out pretty sick, but yeah, we did a little merch, so I'll show you a shirt here.
We did a little merch. Oh, also shout out to the dude that threw together the designs. I don't even know his name. I just know his design and his Instagram.
Yeah.
And I think it's pronounced Trohi or Trohi Studios. It's TROHI.
Yeah.
Trohi Studios, at Trohi Studios on Instagram. Make sure you go check him out, man. He hooked us up with the design for this. And we're always looking for new designs. Anyone that's designing or wants to be a part of what we're doing, again, we're not designers. We're not good at designing. We're just good at looking at something and saying, yes,
that's
we love
fresh
it. No, we
not
don't
fresh.
love it. Yes, we would rock with that. No, we wouldn't rock with that.
Yeah.
So, you know, anyone that wants to be involved, man, if you're sending us designs, we'll pay you for designs. I want to bring someone on that enjoys the cast, that's familiar with what we do, that loves what we do, that knows us, and that can create dope shit. That'd be the ultimate goal, is having someone in here working hand in hand with us.
Who knows us, sees the vision, understands it, messes with it.
Love it. Exactly. So go ahead, Dal.
So this was made by him. So this was obviously where I put myself in a corner and had to wear. So it started off with my little Instagram post. Remember that we did for the most underrated podcast?
Yes.
So I said, who did it better? Which instead of who wore it better, I did obviously the Air Max 97 soles, and then below it I did the Aquafresh toothpaste.
Yeah.
And then this guy hits us up with Trohi Studios and says, hey man, I made this for you guys. Feel free to use it. It's yours if you want it. I just was thinking about you and was inspired. So he calls it the Aqua Max, which is great, right?
Yep.
Air Max Aquafresh combination. And you know, as you see there, you got the hidden Nike logo in there. I got the Aquafresh vibe to
Always
it, which I think is
fresh.
super, super sick.
Yep.
And then on the back, you have the most underrated podcast.
You know what's the camera's not even on. Dallas is promoting this. Dallas is promoting this T-shirt to a camera that's not even on. You can do it to the front camera up there, though.
There you go.
There you go.
Aquamax, always fresh. Most underrated podcast on the back with all of our handles.
Yeah, that's dope.
All of our social handles, which is pretty sick. So
super dope. You said you got a few of them left, or what?
Yeah, so I've got a couple mediums, which is none of us fools wear that, but I've got maybe 1 or 2 large left, and I've got 2 or 3 XLs. So, and Trohi Studios, your shirt's on the way.
Oh,
so sending him one out for free, man. I got
nice,
his info. I want to make sure that his design that came to life, I want to make sure he has one. So
sick, hell
yeah, man. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much, man.
Shout out to the Re-Up too for holding us down at Sneakercon all weekend, man. That was super cool of them to help us get our booth and get it all set up and position us next to where they were. We were right when people walked in. We had a ton of people come by our booth, say they rock with our shit. We have a lot of people that didn't even know who the hell we are, just taking pictures of our banner and all our stuff so they could check it out later. So again, big shout out to the Re-Up for holding us down over there, and shout out to everyone that said what's up at SneakerCon, came through, man. We love you guys and we appreciate all the support. Anything more, fellas? Wrap up on that.
Sir.
Good to go.
Cool. I think we'll wrap up on that. Like we said, big sneaker releases coming this weekend. A lot of other stuff going on this week, and we'll be back to break it all down, and we'll see you fools on Friday.